What is going on, everybody? Episode 131, WIwrestle podcast. Nate, what's going on, dude?
Not much. I'm still decompressing, I think, from the state tournament. It is a long couple of days, but it is a great couple of days, man. It is it's just I mean, I know there's some nice little breaks in there, but in reality, I mean, it's nonstop and it's there's just so much good wrestling. It's exciting. It's like it feels like any mat that I'm looking at, I know someone that's wrestling and I'm intrigued in this match for whatever reason. Um, yeah, it's great. I had a lot of fun. What about you?
A good word would be constant chaos. There is just something going on at every second. But I
Mm.
loved it. I mean, from waking up early on Thursday, the state show, and then rolling right into day one. Great matches. It's crazy with the new switch up. Day one's a lot longer than it used to be. I mean, maybe not a lot longer, but
As
matches were
long
wrestled. Matches were wrestled after 10 o'clock. I heard a lot of opinions on that, but overall, I mean, dude,
wasn't great. The opinion was
no,
it wasn't great. Nobody wants to be there past 10 o'clock. I mean, I don't think anyone wants that. Like fans or people working the tournament or running the
competitors.
tournament. Nobody. Yeah, I think everybody's on the same page. Nobody wants to be that long. So I have to assume that that's being discussed on how to better get out earlier, how to make that more efficient.
Yeah,
My guess, I think a lot of people's guess would be, I don't know how they decide to change that because I'm sure they don't, like the WIA people don't want to be there that long either. Um, but my guess would be from the same thing I've heard from other people. Why don't we start earlier? We don't start until 2 p.m. Why are we not like? Why not start at noon or something?
yeah,
Or one like maybe the girls wrestle their first round by themselves or something, and then you bring the boys in and they overlap for a round. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas, or maybe they just both start an hour and a half earlier instead of starting at 2. We start at 12:30 and they weigh in at 11 or whatever it might be.
yeah. But
Like, why not?
besides that,
Most of these kids are a lot of these schools. They're missing school anyway. They're not going to school. A
yeah,
lot of them the night before. If they have a far drive, if they don't have a far drive, and it's an hour and a half, they drive in. But they're not going to school in the morning anyway. They first homeroom, and then they're all right. We're doing the send off, and then they're on their way. So it's not. Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy though. I mean, there's a lot of state tournaments that were happening all across the country, and some of them don't look very good. I mean, the atmosphere, the arena, the crowd. It's just like we have such a good thing. It's so amazing. You really like just watching. Maybe a few empty seats, maybe a few things that could be
Yeah,
tweaked or changed. But when it got down to it Saturday night, it was pretty damn full in that arena, and it was some great
I
wrestling. But shout out to the WIA for allowing us to get in there and cover it the way we do. Shout out to them for allowing us to come in on Thursday morning. That
I
state show
actually
was so
think
much fun.
I
And the
actually
fact that
think
we got to be in that booth, woo, that was a good way to kick off the state tournament.
the state show was a lot of fun. I actually think
Besides from
Friday
getting
and
towed, that sucked. That was not fun.
yeah, that's no good. Getting towed sucks.
Yeah.
That's funny,
It
sort
was
of.
fun. Well, it was funny when you were sitting there with all the equipment.
I just was chilling. I was like,
And then the
well,
security guy was like, "You guys get that figured out?" I'm like, "Yeah, lot 60, where all the towed cars are." Ugh. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I actually think Friday and Saturday night. I don't know if it was because of the ticketing thing, which I know Mel talked about on the show that they're trying to figure out if they can do something better with that next year. But I don't know what others thought. If other people noticed this, I had spoke to like 2 people on the floor Friday, Saturday night. I thought there was more empty seats this year for the semis and finals than there has been in a long time. There was everywhere like first row, the second and third levels, especially. I felt like they're everywhere I looked, I could see a bunch of empty seats. I know that some people obviously are like packing the suites, but the amount of empty seats compared to how many like people are in the suites still isn't. It's not adding up to the same. My guess is probably I have my own theory, and it has to do with like the ticketing situation with like the online ticket sale, like not being able to and I know this wasn't a WIA thing. This was like Mel talked about all this on the state show about the thing that they're working with. I can't remember the name of it. Just not being able to transfer the tickets more than once. I think my theory is just like a lot of people couldn't get their tickets, or it was like too difficult to try and organize with one person, whatever it was, and they just like screw it, and they just didn't go because I genuinely felt like there was a good amount of empty seats on Friday and Saturday night.
Interesting.
Like it's still full, don't get me wrong, but like what it normally looks like, you can't find an empty seat.
Yeah. I
That
do
was not
think the suites definitely, because Mel
a
was
little
saying
bit.
that you have X amount of seats in the suite, but you can pack the rest of the suite as much as you want. And some of those suites were filled to the
Agreed.
seams.
Agreed. So like that adds to it, but I still don't think that was I still don't think that totaled enough for the amount of seats there was. And I just think it's like one of those things you live and learn from, and then they move forward, and hopefully that's kind of squared away next year. That's my guess. I'd be curious to see like when we do our own events, we can see how many tickets are bought and then how many are actually like redeemed or whatever, essentially, or like checked in at the door. Um, Curious to see what that ratio was this past weekend.
If they can figure out a way to do the GA tickets on Thursday, I think that'd be an absolute grand slam.
Super cool. I think that
I
would be a
think it
really
would
good
be
idea.
amazing because, I mean, people do
People are
leave
hopping around
once their
anyway.
division is done.
Yeah.
It's like you see your D1 team, you see your girls team, they move out, other divisions come in. That would be not only a benefit to them to make more money, but it would just be a benefit to everyone that's trying to get tickets. So that'll be interesting. He did mention it.
Yeah, I do hope they could do that. I thought that was a really great idea. Just because everyone's hopping around seats anyways in the first
Yeah.
night, like Thursday night. Let everyone just go sit down below GA seats. Just find a spot, call it, park it as long as you want.
If you guys haven't seen the state show, go listen to it. There's a lot of just great information pertaining to the stuff that you and Mel talked about, and then having Doug Parker on talking about competitive balance. Very
Mhm.
interesting just idea, concept, discussion. Still don't like it. Still think it's stupid, but they have the reasoning behind it. Seems like a one size fits all solution, which it does not fit everything. But I don't know. Go listen to the discussion. Very informative. Gives you a lot of good insight on that process and how that looks like. That's up on YouTube, Rokfin, and Facebook. But let's just dive into some of the action. Let's get to Thursday. Initial thoughts, reactions. What stuck out on Thursday? Because there's a whole laundry list of results and everything. But is there anything that like right away you're like, whoa, that was big?
Yeah, Max Gonzalez and Hunter Stevens wrestling on Thursday night, Jake. Like, there's so many great things about the state tournament. So many great things. Like, there's so many things that are done well. Anybody that comes knows and will say it's one of the best state tournaments in the country, hands down. I'd say the best. There's so many great things. Seating, not one of them. Seating sucks. It's just plain
No.
and simple. Seating is not good, and it does have to get fixed. I think it will. We'll break down the team state stuff later this week on the Wednesday show. Not great there either. That's the first thing that stuck out to me. I mean, you've said it before. The number 5 guy in the country is the 4 seed. That's not only like, and he's undefeated on the season. Like,
Well, he lost to Wolbert, but different division.
okay, yes, excuse me. He's undefeated in his division.
But yes,
Um,
yeah.
I don't know. I think
It's inexcusable to have beat the number 1 seed.
well, I think it takes away from yes, and there's a lot of those situations. I think it takes away from not only like the seeds being messed up and obviously potential finals matches or semis that you would be seeing, but then it takes away from like some other kids are getting screwed, like an Andy DiPiazza who's the 2 seed and has Lincoln Swick first round, and then not being able to have the full wrestle back. I think hurts you as well, because if you have a good draw, you're automatically in the top 4, and if you have a bad draw, you have to wrestle Max Gonzalez, or Max Gonzalez has to wrestle Hunter Stevens in the second round. The best Max can do is 5th. I do think with bad seeding and not having the full wrestle back, it does take away from those people that are in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Like it doesn't mean the same to place 3rd or 4th anymore as it used to.
Yeah.
And that's a reality of just not having full wrestle backs. But you're going to have a lot of people like a Colin Fry. He lost to the Cuba City guy who was freaking wrestled awesome, but he loses to him, and Colin Fry just torches everybody then on the backside. But the best he could do is fifth.
Yeah.
And I have to think he was probably going to take third. So it doesn't mean the same. Yes, to be on the podium is still very impressive, but it doesn't mean the same to not be able
And
to have
it's,
that back.
I mean, you kind of, if you look at how the 150 bracket played out with Ingham and Stevens and Gonzalez all on the same side,
Yeah, go ahead.
Stevens texts Luton's in the finals, and Luton's was your 7 seed, who he beat Lar in the quarterfinals. And then Sick is the 3, and
Lauer,
Ingham majors Sick for third, 16-3, and that was your 3 seed. And then you have Gonzalez beating Lar 9-2. That's your
Lauer.
2 seed. Like, it's crazy how those all played out, and you've got, it's just,
I mean, you had your top 3 guys in the bracket on the same side.
which is nuts.
Yeah,
But they,
for sure. It's an issue, and it's an issue that I think has been very much noted, and I do believe is going to be addressed.
yeah.
But you just you have to eliminate past season results should not matter. So,
And if they do matter, it's not as high weighted as what it is. Like, if you
yeah.
get down to a bunch of different criteria, you're like, all right, we got these guys. They're pretty much equal, but last year he had a little bit more. Then I could see that.
It
But,
should be your very last criteria, and it should be
yeah.
only one of them. But the speaking of the 150-pound bracket, though, Ingham, I mean,
He looked
I've
great.
seen Russell once or twice. I didn't. I mean,
I was
okay, so it was
impressed.
a 6-0 match. Yes, it was a 6-0 match the first time they wrestled at Bi-State.
Dude,
And I
that
was like, I don't know
semifinal
if
was
he's going to replicate
awesome.
that. Yeah, I don't know if he was going to replicate that result. And I mean, he didn't get the win, but I was like, I just watched that and I was very impressed by him. I didn't realize he was kind of at that level. Maybe he's taken a jump. I know obviously he's been in the state finals and whatnot before, and he's been very good, but I was very impressed by watching him wrestle. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I would have loved to see him then wrestle Gonzalez for third
Yeah.
or somewhere on the backside. I would have loved to see that
That would
match.
have been a great matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Give me either Stevens versus Gonzalez or Stevens versus Ingham in the finals matchup. I don't need to see a 15-0 tech. Stevens ran the gauntlet, looked amazing. That quarterfinal match was some of the best wrestling I saw in the 3 days at the Kohl Center. The scrambles,
I think it
the
might
position.
have been the best wrestling I've seen at the Kohl Center in those 3 days.
That shot, that low ankle shot that Gonzalez hit, and that was the sequence that he got the takedown. But the wrestling that we saw from both wrestlers was just absolutely insane. And the way that Gonzalez got that takedown on the edge, where like he went coffee grinder, like slid it out, nuts. But Stevens on top, he's a hammer. He keeps pressure really well. He was kind of able to mitigate some of the feel that Gonzalez gave him, but
he holds such good position on his feet too. Like he's always in that like Kyle Dake 3-point stance sort of thing all the time. He's got a really great stance. He's in good position.
Leonard, Cameroon, and Stevens all are just kind of always coming at, like, there's no, like, they're never like coming out of their stance. They're always going into their opponent, and that poses just, it's so difficult to wrestle someone like that. But Mount Horeb, man, they looked good. They balled out. They had, what, 4 finalists?
Yeah.
Mayer had that great match with Heiser. We can get more on that later. But Thursday night, D1 120, Swick and D Piazza. That was a great match. That lived up to the hype. Swick gets that takedown late. Just very calm, cool, and collected. Gets the takedown, gets to win. I'm looking at all the way. I mean, there were so many results. Cash Vanderwerf takes out number 2 seed Weber by major decision. So Burlington's got a great freshman on their hands. Bustler takes out the former number 1 seed in Oliver Larson before they rearranged the bracket. That was a big kick to start Bustler's route to the finals. He wins 2-1. That was a 6 versus a 3.
Yeah,
Desmond Severson, the 11 seed, makes it into the semis. He ends up punching his ticket to the finals. He was 11. So the Baraboo crowd very happy with that. But anything else from Thursday that was like, whoa.
Yeah, the Cuba City guy Garcia taking out Colin Fry. I mean, he's a freshman, and Fry obviously returning state champ. That was crazy. There was I don't know who it was. Somebody said to me right before that match, they're like, "This Cuba City guy's really tough. Like, watch out."
Who was that?
I feel like it was
Oh,
Angelo.
it might have been Angelo
I
actually.
feel like it was Angelo that might have said that. He's like, "This guy's really tough." I think it was because as soon as he won, I think he texted me
Yeah.
and was like,
See,
"What did I say?" or something like that. But
Angelo's
he said,
smart.
yeah, he said he was really tough, and I mean, I thought Colin Fry's a beast, so I didn't give it too much thought. And then I'm watching the match unfold, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I need to go to this mat. So I just ran over there and I caught the ending, and I couldn't believe it. What a win for him. Really
Nuts.
impressed. Yeah, he's just impressed. He won that like as simple as that. He didn't like Fry didn't screw up or something. It was just like Garcia won that match. You know what I mean? Like it was a very good match between both of them. He won it. It wasn't handed to him. Super impressive. Obviously, then he makes the finals. That one stood out. And then Jake, how do you not talk about Brendan Grabber from Kenosha Indian
Oh
Trail?
my gosh.
Kenny Mackay just going big. I was sitting there and I filmed that one and I caught that one on video as well. And when Mackay had the body lock,
Get out of there, man. He
he
was
had his hands locked, and I remember vividly in my head thinking, this is not going to end well because you cannot just sit there on a body lock when the other guy's actively trying to pinch these over. Like, I knew exactly what he was going to do, and he wasn't like stepping into it to like get under his hips. He was just sitting with it. And I'm like, he's got to be tired if he's not doing anything with this, and he's just holding it. You have to use that. And Grabbert did use it, and he launched him and pinned him, and it was crazy. Uh,
I mean, you
that
also
was,
just got to know who you're wrestling. This dude's pinning
yeah,
everybody. I mean, if you look at
he was trying to throw
sectionals,
him 4 times already.
yeah,
He tried to throw him.
Gravit's a big dude. That was the first time I actually saw the dude, and like, because you hear the name, he's in the rankings. He's had a really
He's
good
a
season.
big dude.
Dude's big and agile. Is he a senior?
I think so. He's fun though. I watched
Yeah.
his.
His match
Was
with
it?
Nehemiah was kind of nuts for third.
I think it was the third place match that I watched. Yes,
There was
yes.
a.
He was just so like
He was so happy to be there. I
he
loved
was
it.
just happy. It was very like fun and relaxing to see. Like he literally was like talking to his coaches during the match and just like and then like at one point I think he was like almost at it or something like that. And like he was just talking, like it felt like he was at practice. He was just having a good time, enjoying himself while he was out there, but
Which
like
you
still
should,
wrestling
man.
hard.
Wrestling for
Right.
third.
He was wrestling hard, but like he was enjoying himself, and it was very relaxing and entertaining to see.
Yeah, he was. Man, that was nuts. And when he got that fall, that was. Yeah, that was
It
electric.
went loud. It got real loud there for a moment, and oh man, yeah, that one certainly stood out to me. I'm trying to think of what else.
Tyler
I
Paulson Aquinas, the 9 seed, takes out returning champ Quaitnance,
yes,
the 1 seed.
yes.
That was a big one. That was in sudden victory, 4-1. Trying to think. I'm looking at the list. I think that's most of
I
what.
thought we're big Tegan. We've always been Tegan Moore fans on this show. Um, I don't know if he had an off tournament or I know he's taken a few losses this year, but I was just bummed out a little bit to he's a good wrestler. He's been a very solid wrestler, and obviously he didn't have the state tournament that he wanted to have. I'm sure. I was curious if he was battling any illness or injury or anything. I'm sure many people are, but that was one where I was like, oh dang, he lost, and then I know he lost again. That result kind of stood out to me a little bit. Also, another one was the Cedar Grove Belgium squad punched 5 into the semifinals. I was like, holy cow, because
Yeah.
I had said it a few times earlier in the year. They don't have an overly tough schedule. It is they don't have a tough schedule. Being honest, it's they don't wrestle a lot of the best teams. They wrestle everywhere and they win everywhere. But when you don't see them against a lot of the best teams, it means they don't have probably as many of those tougher guys that they're wrestling. And so you kind of just wonder. There's just question marks until the state tournament comes around. How good is this team? How not good is this? Like, where do they actually shake out? And to punch 5 into the semifinals, I think they ended with 6 placers out of their 10
It's
guys.
nuts.
I think they did pretty well. Yeah, you know what? So they are a pretty legit team. They are a good team if they can do that. You can get 6 guys, I believe it was, on the podium I think they're going to be fun to watch next weekend. D2 and D3 is going to be a lot more entertaining than D1, but we'll get into that on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's you can kind of just give the title to Kakano. No, I mean,
I have a lot of thoughts on Team State, but I'm
yeah.
saving them.
Well, that's a Wednesday episode, but let's keep it moving here. We'll go to day 2 of the state
Oh yeah,
tournament.
and well, sorry, but I was just gonna say like the final thing I was gonna say to cap off CGB Cedar Grove was that like they had guys that were seated low. Heinerman was seated 11 seed, and he took out the 3 seed. You know what I mean? Like they wrestled well, and they did wrestle tough guys. So yeah, it was fun to see. It was. I'm curious how things shake out. I think it's a new wrinkle at Team State because I think previously you're thinking about it and there's only a couple teams you're really considering. I know I've had them ranked at the top, but it didn't feel like they were in the discussion. I think they've certainly entered the actual discussion now.
Yeah, 100%. But that is day 1. We'll move to day 2. But before we do that, quick shout out Combat Corner. Check them out, combatcorner.com. We're getting into that freestyle season. 1 week left of folk style. But if you guys need anything for the folk style or the freestyle season, make sure to check them out. Custom singlets, shirts, hoodies, crews, pretty much anything you could need. Check them out, combatcorner.com. What?
I had one other result from Thursday night. August Lubinski and Mason Moody.
Moody, yeah.
Well, the first match we watched Moody wrestle, and we were
nuts. OT
nuts.
Crazy.
Peterson to win it, and we were both like, he didn't look good. Didn't look.
There was two things I was wondering. One, was it a weight cut issue, or when he went for that headlock, which is really weird, he kind of hit his head. Did that kind of stun him?
That was the end. That headlock.
That was the second period.
The Lubinski one?
No, I'm talking the first match Moody had in the first round.
Oh.
Early in the second, he went for a headlock, which interesting.
I didn't see that.
And he kind of like planted on his face, and when he hit the mat, he kind of went like that.
I
don't know if that was like the start of, because then you watch the match, you're like, it looks like he's getting kind of gassed here. Is it a weight cut issue? I'm not sure. I wonder if that kind of stunned him a little bit. But I mean, he made it happen. He won the match. Crazy match.
I thought physically looking at him and knowing Mason for a couple of years now and how he can wrestle and how freaking good he is. I mean, this guy beat a top 10 guy in the country earlier this year at Cheesehead. He's really damn good. I thought he looked really sucked out. I thought that the first, I said it to you, I said, he looks like he's cutting a lot. Like his face, his body looked shrunk down. He looked sucked out. I thought it was a weight cut issue. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I thought. And so my theory obviously was that, and that he's just like, he did not look like himself. He looked like he was tired. And I said after that match too, that he won in the first round, I said to you, and I think maybe one or two people, I was like, if he wrestles like that in his next round, he's not winning. And then obviously Levinsky was wrestling very well, and he is very good. He's been good. Levinsky then beats him, but Levinsky just looked fresh. He looked like, mentally, physically, his body was firing on all cylinders. Levinsky's a smaller guy. Obviously Moody wrestling at 120 all year. And then, going down. I think he was down at 13 for the Cheesehead, which is kind of interesting. Maybe he just had a bad weight cut. I don't know. But on the eye test, I didn't see him physically at Cheesehead. I wasn't there. But on the eye test, I thought he looked sucked out.
Yeah. The other thing is, man, you're a freshman. You step into the Kohl Center for the first time. That does
yeah,
it gets your mentals. You see a lot of those, and you see it at every level. You see it when you get to nationals and college. It's like some people just aren't. That is a big wear and tear on your brain and your body and that. But
it affects everyone different. It has nothing to do with how good you are or if you're towards the bottom end of the people that are at that whatever nationals or state or whatever it is. It affects everybody differently. It does not have to do with your level of wrestling, I feel like.
Yeah. But that's moving to the Friday highlights. A lot of great stuff on Friday. Dude, Holman started off hot in the semifinal round. Absolutely just kicking butt and taking names. They get Henderson gets a fall over the returning state finalist at 113. Lancaster takes out Swick in just a crazy match. And then Needham over Weber with a ride out 1-0. And then they had another one in the finals or semifinals in a crazy match with Ari. Dude, Holman looked lights out on Friday
Dude,
night.
that might have been my favorite match of the semis.
Dude,
I'm not
nuts. What was your favorite match?
Ari and
Dude, Ari just loves to be in some great bouts. Like,
uh
it's always
oh
electric.
wait, did you see the way it started?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think
Ari,
so.
it was okay. So it was the first period. I want to make sure I get it right. Ari ran um, Henderson into like the media table there over by Matt too. I don't know exactly how he did it because I missed that part, but I saw them walking off of the table basically, like
Yeah.
like they were off the mat, and like Henderson had blood and stuff. Somebody told me that he broke his nose when he did that. I don't know that for certain, but I was told that. I did see blood. Um, but I was just like, and then which I loved, Ari when he goes back to like, oh, I'm sorry, and goes to shake his hand. And this part I loved. Henderson was like, hell no, and like pushed his hand away. It's like what are you talking about? I'm not shaking your hand after that. Like you just ran me off the mat. Like he kept going, ran
That's
him into
funny.
into the wall, into the table. Like it was a chippy match. Oh, is it so awesome? It was just like everything I wanted to see in a wrestling match. And then Ari just goes beast mode in the third period and gets 3 takedowns, cuts him one more time
Nuts.
to get like cuts him again and is like, I think cutting him, he tied it, I believe. And then he cut him to give him the 1 point lead to go get one more takedown. God, it was so awesome. It was such a good match. And then Ari celebrates after, and it was great. I
Electric.
was,
There are
yeah.
so many times at the state tournament when you're down. I don't get why people are trying to turn. It's like you're down by multiple points. Cut
What do
them.
you mean?
I mean, maybe in a rare, just like in those third periods when you got to go get a takedown. You're down by 2, or maybe you're down by 1. It's like people waste so much time trying to turn them. Turning a guy that knows all he has to do is not get turned is super difficult. And you cut somebody, and now all of a sudden they're like, shit, I can't back up. I've got to somewhat engage. And I'm like, that the
I agree.
mental, there was too
85%.
many people that, and there's always a specific case where like you're really good on top. I could think of
That's
like
what I was gonna say.
a
There's a
Roger
few where it's
Fleege.
like,
You're good on top. Use your
yeah,
skills.
stay
But
on top.
like Ramich in the finals, we'll get to that against Orlov. Wasted way too much time trying to turn Orlov. You're not going to turn Orlov. And Ramich is not like a prolific turner by any means, but I just thought that was interesting. Ari just cutting, obviously he's down by multiple scores, but just get loose, get on the attack. But
I mean, that's what he does. How many times have we seen Aiden
takedown,
Ari
that's what yes,
like,
that's his
but
MO.
late? Like he comes from behind. It's like you can't
He's
count him
got that
out.
in him.
He always starts slow, and then he just gets rolling as the match goes on every single time. We've seen it time and time and time again. He's done that, and it's
It's
impressive.
amazing. I'm looking through the result. Well, I'm just looking at D1, then we can go D2. But Lewis and Warple both dominate in the semis. That sets up the freshman state final. We said Henderson over Falk, Rugg over Libinski. Rugg's just back-to-back seasons undefeated. He's got one more year. The dude's on a tear.
He's very good.
Michigan has
25
got to
for
be
life.
so happy to have a 25 for life,
Yeah,
unless he just hits a giant growth spurt.
I
Um,
don't see that
but
coming.
his
I don't see
inside
that
tie,
coming.
his movement, his hands, man, he's going to be really good at the next level.
Well,
Um,
was it? I think it was his quarterfinal because he didn't place his quarterfinal match with Colton Mueller. I know Colton Mueller wasn't on the podium, but that kid is, I mean, he's a freshman. And I was watching him warm up and he's just bouncing around all over the place. And then I'm like, this kid's fired up. Like he wants this match. And then he goes out there and he was on Rugg. Like, I know Rugg obviously won the match and whatnot, but like he was on Rugg like a dog. Like there was no, I don't, it was very much like you can tell his mindset is I don't give a crap who you are. Like I don't give a shit. Like, I'm coming to scrap with you, and I'm here to win this match. And I know he lost, but man, was I impressed with Colton Mueller in that quarterfinal. He just like he was. I mean, he was pushing Rugg around early, like as simple as that. It's like I don't think Rugg was prepared for someone to not essentially be afraid and ready to scrap with him, because Colton Mueller came hard, and Rugg he's just better than him, and so he wins. But that quarterfinal was I was very impressed with Colton Mueller in that one.
Yes, I'm excited to watch him for the next couple of years. I would love to see him and Brody scrap. I'm sure they have
I don't
some
think he's going to get
great.
very big either. They
No.
wrestled.
Who?
Didn't they wrestle at the Duffy?
No, I'm talking Lewis and their teammates. Brody
Yes.
Lewis and Mueller. I would like to see them
Yeah.
in the room. It'd be
Okay.
just
Yeah.
interesting style. But um, let's keep Zon Beal with the crazy one over Hamilton, gets that late cradle to win it. Man, when Zon gets on his offense, he's so damn good. He's just got to trust it. He gets that win over Hamilton. Maximus Hay, you said it in the caption, went nuclear. He takes out Hurley. Very quick, early second period tech, 20-3. Hay was on. He was looking good.
Hey,
He silenced
his
everybody. He ran through that bracket. Very clearly.
Well, his final was a little closer, but yeah, he was very dominant. He was very
Yeah.
his it was like a closer match, but he was very dominant. That semifinal was he just like ka-chow. Yeah, super impressive, very fun to watch. Happy for Max, finally got that state title. Obviously, been very close a couple of times. Um, that one was really really good. Um, so was Gross and DeGroot, because you want
Dude,
to
that
talk
was a
about a guy
scrap.
that went on a run this weekend. Caleb Gross,
Gage Gross.
sorry, Gage Gross. Just
Dude,
like
had a freaking weekend.
I don't know if anybody picked him. I certainly didn't. I obviously picked Buchanan. What did he do? He beat Buchanan in a wild match on
That
Thursday. I feel like we skipped over quite a few
let's
Thursday night
go
matches.
talk about that for a second. That was a brawl. And the reffing there was a little spotty. There was a couple questionable things that I didn't love. I felt like the ref interjected him a little too much. But Gross is so hard to score on. There was a couple things that I would tweak from Buchanan's side within the match to mitigate the position that Gross is clingy. He's super good at sitting in the corner. You don't want to. He can hold on to a leg, all that. I feel like Torrin should have just kept working the corner. He went into that like the sit the corner position, and Gross is so long he can
Thanks,
suck that
Tice. Yeah,
leg in,
good period.
and that's
It's
going to chew a lot of time. When you
a
need to
lot
keep
of
the
time to
pace
shoot
on a
in a
guy,
good period.
you'd rather wear on him in a front headlock. But dude, that whole match was just great. Gross was in some good matches. Clutch Gene. Um,
He beat everyone.
that's
You
just
know what I
so.
mean? Like he came out of the 5 seed. He had to wrestle
So
everyone tough.
he beats a tough Gehring by major 13-2 in round one. He beats Cannon 14-10 in an instant classic. He beats DeGroot, like we mentioned, 11-8 in the semis in a crazy match, and then a 1-0 win in the finals. He's a sophomore state champ. We get 2 more years. We've seen him at the Duffy twice now, and always been like, this guy's good. Clean up a couple areas. It was his time. He looked great.
He had a great tournament. Simple as that. I feel like that'll be one of those results where it catapults the confidence into being a lot better. You know what I
Man, a
mean?
sophomore state champ at an upper weight, that's impressive.
A big weight, yeah.
And he takes out an undefeated JD who's had a phenomenal season.
Hmm.
Man, nuts. But yeah, I'm just thinking back to all those matches. That was crazy. But yeah, that semifinal to Groot was very good.
Hmm.
Dude, Newbert just on a different level. Pins Becker in the first period. He's looking
Yes,
very good. Um,
Carson, and he's got one more year. He's definitely he'll be one of the best in the state for sure next
I
year.
want to see where
Obviously
he's committing.
he is. I have a guess, but I'm not
I think I have
here
a
to
hunch too, but yeah.
reveal. So
Um,
he did tell me that whenever that time comes, he will do it on our show. So that's
Amazing.
exciting.
That is very
Yeah.
exciting.
Carson, I guess I've made that part official that you're coming on our show
Don't
to
back out now.
make your commitment. But yeah, I'll be excited for that. I have a guess. I don't know if it's actually right or not, but I have a guess.
If I'm a college coach, I would like that is like a guy that I want to have. He's
His
really good.
ride, the way he rides, will
He's
translate to college.
to have the ability to ride like he does already as a junior. You get him in a college room and you really tweak it because there's always that one coach in every room that's really good on top and he can really
Mhm.
like hone in on that. But then also just the way that he can wrestle through every position and he's not afraid to go. But then he can
Mhm.
also win those really weird sequences and he can just move. He does some weird stuff. I mean,
If he's got
that
good movement, he's got good feel.
that clip of him chin whipping Fleege in the Duffy
Oh,
finals is still getting shared and commented on to this day, and it always pops up on the timeline. Just a way, some weird. He can do some weird stuff. He's gonna be really
I
good.
think I think like if you're nitpicking on obviously you're always looking to get better. The spot for him would be his feet, so like the leg attacks, and obviously he takes people down all the time. But I think that's like the next spot, or like on top. Obviously he has that really great half ride. If he starts mixing that with, if this is my own opinion, if he starts mixing that with like pulling back, like a crab ride, I've always personally felt like the best riders in top, especially in college, are the
Can go
ones that
back.
they can go back. Yes, not just forward pressure to things, but they can pull you back
And they
because
can
when
get
you
some
are
quick
trying to
swipes.
escape, oh my gosh, when you're trying to escape too, and people are able to pull you backwards into their lap and then like take you to a side right away and like the whole crab ride, it is the worst. Is all I'm
Difficult.
saying. It is the worst, and I think those would be the two spots if I was doing coach's corner here on where I think he could really focus on to continue to get better would be on his feet or that spot on top, potentially adding like a crab ride with his, because I mean it basically comes from the half anyways.
Yeah.
It's like, half tight waist, half thigh pry. You crab
You can
ride
go
just like
claw, pull back. There's a
that.
whole yeah,
You can pull back with the half too.
yeah.
But yeah,
That
he very very good. Excited to see how what the future holds for him. But we got another year of him, so that's fun.
yeah. Looking at some of the other semis, Tucker Athey, sophomore out of Bayport, he gets into the finals with a win over Carlson, 12-8. I'm excited to watch him for the next 2 years. He's looked really good.
Yeah.
Reed Falk
And
took out a tough Villarreal.
Stamer and Grau was a Thursday night one that we also didn't mention.
Yeah,
Grau flips the
flipped the
script
script on that. Whew.
on Stamer. Um, hey, I said I picked Stamer before, and
Oh, that was funny when
I
they
believe
came up to
Grau's
you.
family was not happy. You know what? He beat him twice. It's a fair pick, okay? I didn't. It's a fair pick. Whatever. But then they said something to me after he won, and I was like, yeah, like fair enough. I don't mind it. I don't mind giving me a little hard time about it. He did flip that result, and it's hard to beat someone that's good. It's
Three
always hard to beat
times.
someone 3 times in a season. It's just people have
Very
talked about that
difficult.
forever. It's never easy. Obviously, he gets it done that time. Um, but yeah, I stand by making the pick. I had my reasonings. He beat him at sectionals.
Yeah. I loved
Um,
when all the it happened a lot. People come up to us and either chirp us or agree with us or just say thanks for what we do. But it always is funny when people are like, but they came in hot. They were it was funny. Before the
I did,
semifinal round, they're a little amped up. But
yeah,
on the
yeah.
flip side, Hutchins though looked great in the semis against Grow.
He looked great all weekend.
He had a really solid tournament.
Mhm.
He got that win by tech, lit up the scoreboard,
There was a
23-7.
couple people talking to me about him. Just they're just like, holy cow! I'm obviously not going to out people, but they were just like, holy cow, Hutchins. And then they kind of were just saying, when we were talking about the finals picks, I know you heavy on Reed Falk. I picked Reed Falk as well. There was other people that were like, I don't know, man. I think Hutchins, there, like the way he was wrestling, there was a handful of people that I spoke to were like, I think he wins. Like I think he
Yeah,
takes him out. It was he put together a good weekend, kind of like Gross. Obviously he's good. It's been good, but kind of really put it all together this weekend. The way he wrestled, that tech fall in the semis was just
Yeah.
that was impressive.
You get a tech or a pin in the semis, you're doing something right.
Right.
Heavyweight. Well, I will say this. This is the first time I've really seen McCoy Smith in action. The dude's a tank. He's going to play football at Madison for a reason. The dude's built like a brick. He looked really good. Took out a tough Slater. And then Clay controlled grab it 17-4.
But there was a couple of fun little exchanges where they're like, grab the leg. And I mean, that's what he did. He had a really nice double at one point where they're like, it's like, just grab the leg.
And then we picked Grolke to win the bracket. I guess I wouldn't have picked him to major Nehemiah. Nehemiah's very tough. A lot of attacks, can wrestle really hard, but he wins 10-2. Grolke is just kind of like a man amongst men. He kind of just controlled. He looked really good. Man amongst boys. The photo of him pointing to the top spot on the podium before the finals was very tough. I liked that a lot. That was bold.
That was really funny. If I would have been his competitor, the first thing I would have done, I think I would have commented on that and been like, "Are you pointing at second? I can't tell."
Lower your arm a little bit. You're pointing the wrong spot. But no, that was sick. I like that. Division 2, some great bouts. Maddox Mao 20-11 over Barker. That was a really fun one. As we said, Branko Garcia was on a tear. He follows up his his quarterfinal win over the returning champ Frey and takes out Nowak by fall. And Nowak, top 5 all year, really tough opponent. That was a big one. Looking at some of these, Roshan of Dodgeville over a really tough Easton Felchin by Tech. Deshemin, just the silent killer. He just freaking put together another really tough tournament. He takes out the third-place finisher Caves by Tech in the semis, 18-3. He's now a 3-time champ.
Do you remember who he wrestled last year in the finals? Because I can't recall. I know he beat Rugg, but that was a semifinal his freshman year. His finals match. Oh,
well, let me.
Who did he beat in the finals?
Let me look it up here. Good thing we've got the internet.
I can't recall who he beat both years in the finals.
Well, he beat 2 years ago. He beat Rugg, like you said. And then last year,
that was the semis, though, I believe, even when he beat Rugg.
Yes, it was. Well, he beat DiPiazza his first year, I think. Traynor Curtin by major in the finals last year.
Yeah, he went to Augsburg.
Man,
he's tough.
That's a good win too. And then the year before, he had beaten. Man, his run of the finals was tough. He beat Meineke, who was a placer that year in the quarters. He beat Rugg 5-1, and then he beat DiPiazza, and he was a 1-loss freshman. So he's got under 5 losses. Last year, he finished with 4 losses, so it puts him at 5. And then this year, was he undefeated this year? 2 losses, so under 8 losses. Who did he lose to? I don't know. That's a thing for a different time. But yeah, he looked really tough. Desmond Severson, the 11 seed with a win over Drew Ryder by major. He had a really, seeds maybe a little different than rankings, whatnot, but as an 11 seed to take out 2 and then take out the person that beat the 3, very impressive. He was into the finals.
Ethan Emmel had a really good one with Nathan Johnson, too.
Yes.
Those guys were scrapping in the semis. That was
chippy, too. Blood and everything.
Yeah, they were getting after it. That was a 1-point match, I believe. And
Emmel is no stranger to fun, chippy matches. Let's just put it that way.
Close matches too. This guy can wrestle. I mean, he stays calm. I feel like in close matches,
he just chips away.
Yeah, man. He's
Emmel a senior.
Yes.
Where's he going?
I think he committed to St. Cloud. I think, pretty certain. I can double check real quick.
Keep it, dude. Bogard and Swell. I'm sure I'm butchering that. That was a really crazy semifinal. That takedown for Bogard to get it.
Bogard beat. Was it?
Well, he beat Crandall. He was winning 8-3 in the quarters and pinned him, and he avenged that loss. That was at the Beaver Dam invite. There's a name attached to it, but
from him.
No, he flipped the script on that one.
Crandall's been a beast all year as a freshman too.
Freshman beast. Yeah, he looked really good. Dude, Evansville's got some underclassmen hammers, dude. They are a good squad. 1 seed. But
They
yeah,
only I mean, of their what do they have? 5 at state. Let's
I
see,
don't think they graduate anybody.
Fry, Balling, Crandall. Who am I missing?
Frey.
No, I said Fry.
Oh,
I
oh.
think it's pronounced Fry. Fry, Balling, Heiser, Crandall,
I
and
think they had a big. Oh, they had a heavyweight, a big guy.
I think he's a senior.
I'll pull it up. Yeah, he's a senior. Yep.
But the other, I mean, they got 3 state champs returning. I know Fry didn't win it this year, but he won it the previous year. Balling's now a 2-timer as a freshman, sophomore. And then Crandall, obviously a freshman who will be in the mix to win a state title for the next 3 years, I'm sure. He's very, very good. I don't know. I don't know what schools a lot of kids end up going to until they're at the school. But I have to imagine they're probably bringing in some good underclassmen or like some good
Yeah.
8th graders next year or and the next couple of years would be my guess. And they're also one of the best teams here in Division Two going for team state, so
Yeah.
watch out.
100%. We mentioned Luton's over Sick, 12-8. Sick
Yeah,
was your
dark horse
3.
right there, Luton's.
I know you had thought about him, but then I put a little reassurance. I said, I think he's in a good spot in that bracket.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you're doing that dark horse recap. Last year you were really good. I'm sure this year you picked a lot of good ones too.
I honestly have no idea this year how I did. I'm not quite sure. But I mean, if they make the podium, I feel like that's a win, especially because all the people I picked had to be they had to be 7 seed or higher, so they had to be the bottom half seed wise in the bracket. So if they make the podium, I think that's I did good.
Yep. Let's see here, dude. Skulls' hand fight is absolutely nuts.
You're telling me, dude. I wrestle with him at practice. It's really fun to wrestle with. I tell you that. It's a lot of fun to do a 30-minute grind match with a guy that doesn't get tired.
I was talking to a coach. I won't say the coach, but we were talking about what are some wrestlers that are going to excel at the next level, and we're kind of talking mostly juniors. What is that junior class?
You mean buy?
What?
Do you mean like buy, like you buying stock in?
Sure. Or we're just saying what junior wrestlers are going to excel at the next level.
Oh, excel. I thought you said sell.
Yes.
I was like,
No,
you're
no.
not a fan?
No.
Excel.
And this guy was super high on Skulls, and that is before. I mean, I've seen Skulls wrestle, really only closely against Egham, but then watching him at sectionals and watching him at state, he just suffocates people. It's nuts. Is he the best hand fighter in the state? I mean, obviously you've got like a Wolbert and a Peterson.
Well, I think the way,
but his hand fight is just
very
different.
Similar to Kellen's a little bit.
Yes, it's very pulley
at your head. Oh,
yes.
It's a lot like Connor and Cole's was.
Which makes sense. North Shore guys.
They're training at North Shore with Max. Makes a lot of sense.
But he just pull, and it's just like, where do you go?
You either pulls and fakes,
and it's a little bit like he's not super low in his stance. It's nuts. Did Braden have? I mean, it's been a while since I've like really watched Braden. Did Braden have a similar hand fight, or is this more specific to Bryson? Because this hand fight just a little different.
I think it's a little bit more Bryson. Braden had a very good hand fight, but it's very different. I think he kept hands on you a little bit more, and he's very good at moving like side to side.
But this is just constant. There was a hand on the head at every second of the match.
Yeah. Braden would like have this thing, and he still does it, but he was super good at it in high school. He would like ankle pick you without hitting a knee a lot because of his like side to side movement with his hand fight. Like he can attack you sideways, and Bryson can like attacks you more forwards. But like Braden was just like be in this hand fight and move, and all of a sudden and just snag your ankle without hitting it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do it like that, and it's very unique. But they both good hand fighters, both different types of hand fighting. Like one's forward, one's side to side. I think.
Yeah, very impressive. Another guy that has great.
I agree. He's gonna be very good on the next level.
Another guy that has.
And he's unknown. virtually.
Yeah,
I feel like. I mean, there are people that there are the low, a Wisconsin, a Minnesota, and Illinois. Those teams I think know about him, but you want to get around the country. They don't know who he is. He has an All American at Fargo at
he's
U17s. He's a diamond in the rough, and
he's gonna. I feel like this next couple months, this off season is gonna be massive for him. He's gonna because
very
he,
good.
like you said, he hasn't had that national level success yet, but he's beaten ranked guys, and it's more localized to the Midwest. You need that one breakthrough performance, which I no doubt he's gonna have.
And then they deep dive all the old video, and they're like,
And they're like,
"Holy!"
"Damn, this dude's good." um,
Yeah, I
but is he just
agree.
gonna go to Illinois and join his brother, or is he trying to branch out? That'll be interesting.
I have no idea. Poeta just got fired from Illinois, so
Yeah, that's a whole. That's nuts. That whole thing's crazy. Um, but 165, Hawk and Peterson. It's hard to text somebody in the first period, in the quarters, and the semis in the first period off of just takedowns. There was no turns, zero turns.
he had a
Nuts.
44-second tech fall at state. That's insane.
Someone in the comments on one of the posts was like, "This is the level of the competition in the semis," and I think Ben messaged back and was like, "That's just the level. Like, it's a good opponent, but that's just the level of Hawken. Like, no disrespect to the opponent. Hawken just his movement is unmatched. The way that he can fake, pull, like, and
He's got heavy
his
hands,
his
and he's
ability
good
to
at
go
big
side to
snap.
side and snatch an ankle. And you've seen Gonzalez is really. I mean, it's no secret that they work on that in the room, but Gonzalez is very good at that. Collins is very good at that. Kellen's very like the way that they can like snap, kind of push it by, and just catch that ankle and follow into a single leg. It's nuts. It's
It's very
very
good. It's
very
very high
good.
level technique.
Well, they do that shot absorber drill where it's who is it after? It's the guy at the Penn State. What's his name? But like they absorb and then boom, they find an angle. But they're very good at it. But I have a sub 1 minute tech off just takedowns. The table workers, it was someone was like it was like an auction. They're throwing like they couldn't keep up. It was then
The semifinal
Hawken was
match,
talking to the ref. He was
I
like, "You
filmed
missed
it.
one."
I
It's nuts. Like everyone, the
That's
table workers are like, "Stop!" Like we don't know what's going on. It was insane.
well, that was the net. Yeah, so the first one, the quarterfinals, I think was his 44-second tech, but
The
then
semis was like a minute 15.
yeah, he's going crazy. But he told the ref, he goes,
You
"You
missed
missed
one.
one." It's like, how do you know that they missed one already? Like the fact that he's just calculating all this in his head while doing it that fast. It was kind of funny.
He's a smart kid, but yeah, it's
Very
not.
smart. He
I
wants
I
to be
think
a
he's,
surgeon, I believe. I
and I
know he
think
wants to
he's
be a
the
doctor.
valedictorian too.
I believe he wants to be a surgeon.
Man,
He's a smart kid.
you do one thing great, you do them all great. But yeah, that was nuts. But on the flip side, Easton Cameron, dude, I'm excited to watch it. That dude is tough. He's a freshman with a tattoo. How does that happen? I don't know. It
He
was
does. He has a
me.
tattoo.
Yeah, he's got one on his side. It was me and Steve, Snapdown, and we're watching it. And I'm like, that dude's got a tattoo. And I'm like, he's a freshman. Where's he
What
going?
is he, like 15?
I mean, he was probably held back, but still, like,
I think he was held back a year, but still.
the, he's got a tattoo. I mean, it's not a big tattoo, but still, I mean, you've got ink, but he's tough. He's
Dude,
really tough.
there's a couple people I remember. Was it Rocco Welch had a full sleeve as like a junior in high school? Like I don't mean a
No,
tattoo.
he
I
had his
mean his
entire
entire
arm.
arm is a sleeve. What you see that he has now, he had like junior year of high
Yeah.
school. I was like, what are we doing?
Your frontal lobe ain't developed yet. You don't know what you're thinking, and you've got like that's the. I mean, dude, yeah, he's got some serious tats. But Cameron's tough. That guy's gonna be really good. It just happened that Hawken Peterson, who is a top 50 pound for pound guy in the country, was at that weight. But oh my gosh, he can move. Obviously, he's in a room full of a bunch of hammers, but it's rare that you see a freshman of that. Like he doesn't look like a
I
freshman.
mean, well, let's put it this way: Hawkins smashed everybody, and
Everybody and
and he did not. This sounds kind of silly, but he did not tech Cameroon, meaning like Cameroon.
I think that's the second
Yes,
time they've wrestled, and there was no tech or major. Well, there was a
big
major.
major both times, but like and they're big majors, but at the same time, like he's competing with him. I know he's not really getting close to scores per se, but like to be able to stay in the match, right? Just to be, which does say something. Like if you
100%.
you wrestle freaking Kyle Dake, Jake, and you don't get teched and you go a full match, I'm like, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like so. Kemmer's pretty dang good. If you're able to still wrestle a full match with him, you're pretty dang good yourself. Even though he didn't win, obviously. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Very good. 215, Matthias and Kruger had a fun match, 10-6 in favor of Matthias. Kaczynski over Splinter, very tough Splinter, 4-1. Empey
That's
over Otto, 4-3. But kind of the one that stole the show for me at the end was Leisgang and Swenson. Oh my gosh, that was nuts.
so chaotic.
Everything
I do
about it.
think I talked to a couple people about this after. I think the ref kept Swenson in that match a little bit.
Really, I don't remember all the
A
calls. I
little,
just
a
remember
little
being
bit.
because I watched really like the last minute because there's so much stuff going on. Never say never. That he found a way. Also, it's
Mhm.
just funny how big Kale is compared. I mean, Swenson is not a little individual. He's a big
No, he's
dude,
not, and
but
he
it
is.
just
I think
looks
Matt Renz said he's like super athletic, and he was like, "Watch out for Swenson," and yeah, I mean, he definitely scrapped with him. He definitely competed. It doesn't matter if I say like the ref may have kept him in that match a little bit. He still had to keep himself in that match as
yeah.
well. Can you get a little help? Maybe, sure, but it's subjective. But he still scrapped. Did he win? No, but
Damn
he's
close. It
made
was
for
fun.
damn close and made for a damn good match. That's for
God,
sure.
Mr.
Wow.
Leisgang, don't know the name, but that was a roller coaster there. I mean, I couldn't. Everything about that match was nuts. But to win it like he did with like under 15 seconds to go, very happy we got that on camera.
Yeah, it was.
Moving to D3, taking a look at some of these results. Waylon Fry, the freshman, over Lenoble, who was the 2 seed and sudden victory. That was a fun match. The Underwood brothers both punched their tickets to the finals. Sheard with a quick fall in a minute 2 over Regan Roy. Sheard looked great. Liam Carey over a very tough Parker Spearing, 6-1. Carey had a great
That was
tournament.
that was a semifinal I was wanting to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those once you see the result, you're like, okay, but like it was intrigue going into it for sure.
Isaiah Sanchez over Paulson. Paulson had taken out the number 1 seed earlier in the quarters. That was a
He had a
6-3
good
win
tournament.
for
I believe he
Sanchez.
finished third.
Paulson?
Also, I
Yeah.
believe he finished third.
And there was a couple people that were like, keep an eye on Paulson as the 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that was true. Ramich and Orloff at 132 both
That
dominate
was
to
a
get
final.
into the.
Oh
I'm just
yeah,
saying both those guys very much like that was the correct 1 and 2. Braden Johnson with a nice win in
he
the
went
semis.
undefeated.
Yep, undefeated season for Braden Johnson.
I saw on his
Cut-
post, he made an Instagram post. He didn't give up a single takedown this entire year. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's very impressive. Damn, yeah.
Pretty good.
Carson Bussin out of Partyville. He's partying still. We'll talk on his final, but undefeated sophomore state champ. He had a great win in the semis over Stratford's Knetter, 5-3. Looking at some of these other ones, I mean, everything kind of went to seed and whatnot.
Seth Race had a really fun semifinal, if I remember correctly. At I think it was 190
75.
75.
So it's a fall in 6 minutes.
Yes, but the score was close. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's see. It was 4-2 for Race before he got the fall.
Dang, so close.
Down escape, bottom escape, stalling call, escape. Yeah. So it was it was a close match, and if I remember correctly, it was it was intense, and then he did get the fall at the end. But that was that was a fun one, if I'm remembering correctly when I watched. Part of that Cedar Grove, Belgium crew that was all punching their ticket to the semifinals.
Yeah.
He had a good tournament, obviously making the finals, but
Gavin Tritz, dude, 24-14 to get to the finals. That's a hell of a match. Liam Richards.
Yeah, go ahead.
Liam Richards looked really good. He got a fall over Asher
He's
Turner. Yeah, he's very good.
Richards is a beat.
I mean, Martin with the fall, Matthews with the tech. That was a fun final, but that's kind of D3. And then
Sawyer Daly pinning Owen Burling.
one loss Burling.
Yeah, I mean Sawyer Daly just like
He's tough.
This is what he does. You know what I mean?
He's a
Like,
big dude.
yeah, but he
But
just like pins everybody, And I
so,
was really excited for that final, and Eli Leonard just kind of,
dude, so good.
yeah, I'm pretty dang good. It's like, yes, you
Yeah.
are.
More on that. Girls semifinals. Anderson of Holman at 100 pounds had a great scrap with Dylan Elbrook and Melton. That was 12-6. Anderson was just,
That was an upset.
she was rolling. She does not stop. I was very impressed. She was tough. That was a really fun one. Ada Miller over Alexa Thomas. Thomas unbeaten 1 seed, 7-6. That was a great match. That was, electric. She got that takedown. It was really good. Mary Prescott over Baker, 11-5.
Oh,
Dude,
I
so
think
many
this
good
was a Thursday.
matches.
Well, there's a Thursday. I think it was the quarterfinals. I'll double check. Delia Collins, top 10 in the country, losing.
Faye Shackner.
Yeah, I think
Dude.
it was a quarterfinal,
Yep.
and didn't pick that one. I kind of shoot in Banks and Collins for the finals.
That was
Holy
nuts.
cow. Yeah, that was a wild result to see. Prescott over Baker from Freedom was another one that I didn't see coming. That was a good semifinal.
Newman and Albrecht was a freaking
Yes,
great match,
Newman Albrecht was a
9-6.
really good one. Newman's just so good on top, dude.
I know, and she's no stranger to fun matches. I feel like there's just always brawls. Very good.
Yes.
If I feel like, and we say this a lot, if you're very solid on top, you can. It notches you up a whole, especially in the girls. Yes,
Because I don't know how much time.
because of freestyle.
Right. I don't know how much time like they really are spending in like bottom wrestling or mat wrestling in high school, especially the really good girls. Like sure they can, you don't have to be great on top, but if you're just a better wrestler, like you can just get away with it. I don't know if they spend a lot of time or not. Because college is freestyle, which don't get me started. The individual state tournament for girls, I do believe should be freestyle. It should not be folk style. I don't care dude, we run all of our freestyle tournaments with one ref. If you want to have a chair and a judge and a mat ref, okay, fine. You can still do it. We have referees. There's plenty of them. You're only doing
Just
it
do
on
one
two
up
mats,
until the
4
semis,
mats.
and then you do
You're
your.
only doing it on 4 mats at max. You could do one until the semis, like you said.
Yeah, which
And
that's what they do anyways.
Right, but and if you want to do one the whole time, then do one. Or if you want to do two, then do two. But it should be freestyle.
Do you?
College is freestyle.
If you add in freestyle, do you add a video review? I saw, what state was it? Was it
No,
Nebraska? Added in, they're the first time, I think, of any state that there's live video review at the state.
Indiana has it, but they have one division.
Really? Video review, I don't like video review.
I don't think
it just adds so much.
I don't know.
like-
They have 12 weights. Maybe you could get away with it, but I think it's gonna take up way more time. I would say probably
people
no,
love
especially because they hold
the
matches.
YOLO brick.
You're gonna have the girls. You're gonna have the girls matches just waiting. Probably no video review is what I would say.
I will say this:
Or you do the thing where you give the coaches, like, depending on how many qualifiers they have,
you
they
get X
somebody
amount of challenges.
for the whole tournament. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I don't know, but they should be freestyle. I'll start there. We'll build around that. Also, Angie beating Cora the way she did, very
Dominate.
impressed.
Yes.
Yeah, dominant.
Also, Maddie Peach is a freaking hammer. She is the most physical girl I've seen. Because Ramsey Brandenburg, very tough.
Hanrahan is mean.
Hanrahan's also.
She's mean.
Peach,
but she's a fighter, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she's like punching people in the face for fun.
I think she has had like an MMA fight, which is nuts. Hey, I'm gonna be number one in the country in wrestling, but I'm gonna go fight some people too. That's crazy. I mean, if you're that good at wrestling, you're probably also very good at fighting. But Peach, dude, Ramsey's very tough freshman. She's gonna be really good over the next couple of years. To pin her in a minute 50 and like dominate.
Well, Ramsey almost tossed her. That was kind of wild.
Yes, and Ramsey came out swinging too. I mean, she was ready for it.
Sure did.
I love when these young athletes come out and it's like you said about Mueller. It doesn't matter who they're wrestling; they're going to go out there and scrap, and that's where you can pull those matches out. If you don't have that mindset, you're never going to be in the fight. That was a good one. Bartozek over Krasinski, 13-9. That was a great semifinal.
That
Fletcher
was
over
that was
Shackner, dude,
yes,
15 to
after Snyder
11.
beat
That was a
Jones.
brawl. Woo!
Yeah. Fletcher, she's good. I mean, I feel like because of the other girls that were in the bracket, she didn't really get mentioned a lot. But she kind of just like steadfast kept going. You know what I mean? Like she just one match, the next match, she just continues to check it off. She's obviously been there before. Um, yeah, I thought Collins was going to the finals, and Fletcher takes out the girl that took her out. Yeah, she's tough.
Looking Chesker and Slezhenko and Hannaran, they all roll in the semis, major decisions. Um, the Vaughn sisters, both with falls, very dominant. They both end up winning state, both undefeated. They looked really good. Hutter had a really fun match, 2-0 against Berg. Brooke Huffman, first
Oh,
match. That's
all
gone
right.
the distance since sophomore or since freshman year.
I'm reading stuff that I almost forgot about.
That was a crazy match. Madeline Sorsen, Eau Claire North. She's very tough. 13-7 win for Huffman. Um, but
So I was reading
that's
the comments, and Ron said Kale Ice Game was stacked and stuck. I'm not gonna say he's wrong. I looked over and was like, "Oh, he's pinned." It was the words that came out of my mouth. Um, there was a
very
moment. There was a moment that both shoulder blades were flat. I will say that. I'm an advocate for fast falls. The ref was not there to call a fall. Um, obviously, he still won the match, but
yeah.
there was certainly a moment where that happened. Was stalling a point of emphasis at state this year. Saw a ton of those calls. I don't know
Did you see?
specifically, but I like that they call stalling, and for the most part, like I like that they're calling it quick. A few times I'm kind of like, that's
Did you see the most recent comment?
no, I haven't.
Look
With
at what
competitive
Adam
balance,
Bieber.
we start calling D3 DEI.
Woo! That's I
That's
do.
funny.
It really blows my mind, the whole competitive balance thing, and they talk about it and they make it make sense and whatever.
It,
It doesn't make
I don't
sense.
think
This is what I don't like. I hated that every time it stemmed from someone losing or feeling like the other people were too good. Guess what? That's freaking sports. Figure it out.
I
It's
agree.
not that
If
hard. I don't care. The fact that the example that was used was they lost in a sectional to a girls' team, they should not be D3 or whatever division was. Well, figure it out. Get better. Don't complain about it. The
yeah, it's
fact that we're
sports. You're
rewarding the
trying to
people
find
that
the
are
best. I'm
losing
trying to,
is
yeah.
ridiculous. And it pisses me off that like Coleman can be so good with what they've got. Fenimore was so good. They're small schools. It literally does not make sense.
Yeah, like they figured it out.
Yes. And then you have a school like a Kakana. They have 1,200 kids, but they figured it out. Like these schools that become powerhouses figure it out and it's done within. It I
I really hated it, especially when I asked the well, let me first say I was really thankful for Doug coming on, and I am very grateful that he did. I thought he was just great. Like I'm very happy about that. I told him too off air. I was like, I don't like competitive balance, but like very what he did was amazing, and what they're trying to do I understand, like they're trying to do what is best. They're obviously it has to mold this with other sports. I don't understand why you have to do that. Every sport's their own sport. Like
yeah.
you have different rules for every sport already. You're governing them differently throughout the year. Why do you all of a sudden choose one thing that has to
Like if it's going to
encompass
help basketball and
but why does
football,
it have
there's
to
all these
encompass
other
all of them?
sports.
Yes.
Yes.
And like, why does it all of a sudden have to encompass all of them when you have all these different things, anyways, that you're separating them? Whatever. But yeah, and then when I asked the question about like middle school where they do the 3-2-1, you match your ones with your ones, your twos and twos and threes for like what level of wrestler they are to try to give them competitive matches, and then they said it was a good analogy. In my head, I'm like, if that's a good analogy, then that's why competitive balance sucks, because you're trying to make them competitive within the division they are. Not a it's not meant to make everything balanced out as a whole. You're trying to make each division balanced out. So yes, D3 is going to be the JV division.
Yeah.
D2 is going to be slightly better, and D1 is going to be the elite division, because like you are trying to, yeah, sure, there's going to be every now and then the team that gets really good because they had a bunch of kids come in and they haven't had the points to move up yet to Division 1. But like if you're trying to make them competitive within their own division, then that's not
Yeah.
it's not right. If you have a dominant team, that's fine. They've earned it.
And the other thing that is, I just, the point that when we say a good team has good individuals, there is always a couple teams, take like a Koji Campbell. His team was not very good, superstar individual. But more often than not, the best teams have the best kids. Therefore, they're going to go up divisions. I hate when they say, well, what about this team? Well, that's not true. There's always an anomaly. There's a team that is good, but for the most part, if you got a good team, you got a damn good roster. Kakana, 8 qualifiers. Coleman, a bunch of qualifiers. Cedar Grove, Belgium, 10 qualifiers. Those are good teams. It's just like, it's just so frustrating. It's going to ruin it. At this point, give me the other thing that I'm very now strongly, the girls need to stay in the Kohl Center. If they ever split that off, it's the biggest fumble ever.
Oh yeah.
I would rather have them. I would rather have 3 teams divisions, scrap competitive balance, 2 boys divisions, and then get the girls in there as the third. If they remove the girls from the Kohl Center, it is the biggest fumble in the history. And I will stand by that.
Should not leave. I don't think any girl
They need to do
wants to leave,
no.
and
They need to do everything in their power to keep that sucker in the Kohl Center. It would be.
Well, I don't think there's any rumblings right now about it leaving. They're still
But
only one division.
I know, but if they add another division, which I also think would be a horrendous idea, then they implement competitive balance, which it's just stupid at that point. It's gonna if it gets 2 divisions, now they're adding double. If it keeps growing, that's where it's gonna be interesting. If they add that second division, then you might start having that conversation of it leaving.
I personally feel like girls wrestling is, although it is booming and doing great, it is way too soon to be talking about a second division for them. That's 5 to 10 years away because yes, you are going to have very good girls at the state tournament, but the depth of so I know like the numbers wise, you talk about like the numbers of varsity wrestlers and stuff. It's like, okay, maybe that's getting closer to what the boys are, but until you can fill out a full team of 20 to 30 girls on every team, it's not the same. Like they don't have the same amount of boys as girls. So let the depth build and let it be very competitive and difficult. Like that's the goal. You want it to be like bursting at the seams, and then you're like, we need another division, right? Like it's in a sense, it's similar to like when you host an event, you don't want a big venue that you can easily get as many people as you want in, but it doesn't fill up. You want a venue that is bursting at the seams because you don't have any more space for people, and then you get then you add a division, then you get a slightly bigger venue. You don't do it early.
It'd be interesting.
They didn't do regionals. They could have just done sectionals still.
Yeah, that was.
And they still should do that next year. It should still only be sectionals. They shouldn't have a regional.
But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with competitive balance. With like Coleman goes up if they win it, and then or if they even make the finals, I'm not sure. And then like they can appeal, but there's been 0 successful appeals and this and that, and it's just like
started. I think I don't know the whole appeal process. I know that obviously just started, but it sounds like people are not optimistic when it comes to being able to appeal.
Yeah, interesting. Raditz girls need their own tournament. Man, I just feel like that.
Matt. No, they do not. The girls themselves don't.
Every girl that I've asked, they love the Kohl Center.
Every single one. Yeah. Coaches too. Nobody
keeps everyone. It's the whole.
It's wrestling, man. You know, you practice with each other anyways.
Also, track doesn't have competitive balance. Then why the hell does wrestling have competitive balance?
I don't. Well,
I don't know how they do it in that, but it's interesting because like someone made a comment on one of the posts at one point where it's like, football, you have 7 divisions. You're maybe jumping a division or 2 in comparison to 7. You can have some movement there, but 3, those are big jumps, massive jumps.
It sucks. It's
so stupid. Let's reward the losers.
That's what it does.
Yeah. That's so annoying.
No offense, but your team isn't good. It shouldn't like. I had a comment. I had a joke. Maybe it'll make it to Nate's news. I don't know. I just thought of it. I don't want to say it.
Are you doing another Nate's news?
I'm definitely gonna do another one, but I just was thinking about it rewards the losers, like you said. Yeah, and I had a joke that was going to stem from that.
What other sport combines girls and boys? I mean, there's not really many sports like wrestling where they're all. I mean,
Yeah,
you have
Tyler.
like your own completely different
It's not a,
games.
but it's different. Like
Like you have like a
there's no
basketball
other
game.
sport that like they don't fill up an arena like that. If the girls could have an arena that is sold out like that, sure, maybe then that's the discussion. But they don't, right? And that's just the reality. It's not pooing on anything. It's just that's reality, and it's a great environment. I don't think it has hurt the product of the boys having the girls there. I think it's been really exciting. I find myself being more invested in some of the girls' matches that are happening than the 6 other matches that are boys. I'm like, damn, I want to watch this match.
Yeah.
Kind of thankful that it's happening at the same time.
Because then if you put it at a different time, does it overlap with like a team sectional Saturday? Yeah, there. I don't.
And
Ooh,
does this big tournament even
yeah,
take
when is
place
it?
the
Yeah.
same weekend? Like, because then you're definitely not getting the same turnout. But yeah,
And the fans travel the school like
it
you
should
get
switch.
example. You get your Milton fan base. They got the boys and the girls. You got your whole yeah. But let's get into some finals talk. There's a whole lot to unpack in the finals. But quick shout out to our favorite farm, Grappling Gardens. Check them out, grapplingardens.com. We're getting to that season. It's about to be spring. The weather is warming up. They've got a bunch of stuff on their website. You can check them out. You can see the shop tab. You can buy stuff on the website. You can check them out on socials. See where they're going to be at for farmers markets, all that good stuff. Check them out, grapplingardens.com. But let's start with Division 3 for finals. We'll roll through the finals. We'll go D3. We'll end with the ladies. Griffin Wineski, Iowa Grant Highland over Tucker Kerbling, 7-0. The match, I didn't actually see the 106 one, but 113, Whale and Fry, the freshman. Glenwood City had a lot of people up in their section, and they were loud. They had the chance going, but Taylor Underwood was a one-loss going into the state finals. He had that upset last week or 2 weeks ago to Cunninger. He looked great all tournament, but Whale and Fry making it happen. 48-5 as a freshman with a really good late takedown to take out Underwood. He looked really good. He had a lot of good matches this state tournament run. Blake Underwood caps off a perfect season, 56-0. He is now a 2-time state champ for marathon.
I didn't see where he goes to college.
Yeah.
I think it's between 2 schools, I think. I'm not going to say the schools.
Well, I know he took a visit to one, but I didn't know the other one.
I don't know all the schools he's taken a visit to, but I think it's between 2. I've asked him about it a few times, but he has last time I spoke to him, he had not made a decision yet. But I think both schools would be very happy to have him.
I lost my spot. But he pins Gavin Slark in the finals. Very dominant run. Martez Sheard over Liam Carey. That was a fun match. Those two had split matches this year. That's what?
I didn't see that one. I was on the other end.
That is the one issue.
I was watching Aloysius and Bustler.
That is the one issue. Is there's just so much going on. There was one point I was watching. It was the 190-pound D3 final, and I missed the lat drop because I looked over to see. Oh, it was 215 or something. But
it definitely wasn't 190. Liam Richards didn't hit the lat drop.
It was 215 with Shaq because I was looking over and like Kalczynski was wrestling Matthias and I missed it. But there's just so much good action. But Martez Sheard over Carey. That scramble was nuts. He comes out on top. Great celebration. He wins. But 132, McAllister Ramich over Orloff in sudden victory. That was a great match. That was one of those matches where I was like, you got to cut him. You're not going to turn him. He gets the takedown to tie it. Or was it a takedown or was it a stall call? I think it was a stall call, actually. And it goes into OT, and he gets that takedown on the edge. That was
Dude, you skipped over one of the best matches of the tournament. One of the best matches of the finals.
Which one? We're going D3.
Oh, you're going from 106 up. I'm thinking you were going from the order that it went.
No, I'm just going D3 all the way through.
Well, we're not there yet. I'm excited, though.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, every match was great. But Ramich gets a nice win. There was a couple matches that...
Yeah, the way some people just beat up the other guy. So
yeah.
really that great of a match.
Braden Johnson, the junior, he wins it. He is a perfect season, 52-0 over a very tough Sanchez at Shiocton. He gets the fall. So very good season, very good win in the finals. Carson Bussin, woo! Did not see that one coming. He takes out Roger Fleege, who had been number one for about all the season. He wins 7-2. Undefeated season as a sophomore. Damn.
I thought that was going to be a close match, and I very much was like, Carson Bussin could.
Carson Bussin's tough, dude.
I thought it could come down to the neutral wrestling, and I did want, because I know Flaggy a little bit. He's obviously wrestled at King of the North. I've gotten the chance to speak with him a bunch. King of the North and Big Cheese and whatnot. So I've been a fan of him. I was hoping kind of that he would win it, just because he had been close before. But Bussin, obviously, like you said, was a beast.
He looked very good. His leg tax, that single, I believe, to finish it was very nice. Colton Klug, brilliant. The junior, he takes out Galetka of Partyville. 2 finalists for Partyville. Good season for them. He wins by major 9-1. Colin Ham takes out a red-hot Gavin Tritz, 14-9 in the finals. Ham, a freshman out of Wyoming Fremont. So a lot of good wrestling still to come from him.
That Tritz is also related to the other Tritzes that seem to be scattered around the state and in wrestling?
I would assume.
I would assume so, too.
There's a lot of them. Liam Richards out of Oostburg, the junior. He takes out returning state champ Jackson Bussey. He wins 4-1. Richards only a junior. And then at 175, Brock Hinderman, also Iowa Grant, 47-4 junior. He takes out Seth Race of Cedar Grove, Belgium. He wins 5-0.
There's been a request to say the weights when you talk about the matches.
I just said 175.
190,
Owen Schacht, 55-1 junior out of Michigan over Nolan Hankey. He wins by major 14-5. Those dudes were scrapping. Really nice ankle pick for Schacht, and then he had a nice like lat drop kind of over under, like hip in throw on the edge. But both those guys were scrapping. It was a lot closer. You look at the score, 14-5, but it was a very competitive bout. 215 was a great one. It might have been one of my favorite matches. These two have met a couple times this year. When the big dudes are scrapping, I love it. 215.
This was
the one that pissed me off. That Jack Simmons was the 1 seed. No offense, Jack Simmons is tough. Two-time state finalist. Prairie du Chien, very tough, but you can't. He lost to the guy. He can't be the one. Toya Regatz of Lancaster, the sophomore at 215, takes out Jack Simmons, an ultimate tiebreaker. These dudes were scrapping. It was 2-2.
One of the best matches in the entire finals. I don't mean to go under that, but that match was so fun, and the massive mat return. He went for a cradle.
The cradle.
It had everything. Oh, so good.
When Simmons got up to his feet right away, I was like, he's getting out. And then he went cradle, and I was like,
he's going to pin him.
Dude, like, drop to a leg, elevate it, take a stall call, anything. But to cradle, and not like he jumped over cradle, pulled him back. I thought for sure Simmons was out. They get to the edge, and the mat return heard all around Madison. Regatz, state champ.
Everyone was invested. I mean, it was the only match going on at this point. Everyone was in on it.
And that's what makes – I love the moments when every final is over and you get that one overtime match, or maybe there's a lot of blood time or whatever it is. And everyone – they're just wrestling fans. We're invested in this. And everyone's in unison like such a good final. That was a lot of fun.
So loud.
Regatz, state champ at 215 as a sophomore. And then Tyson Martin at heavyweight out of Aquinas, the senior, 45-1 on the season. He takes out Grant Matthews of Riverdale, 4-1. One takedown for Martin. Matthews has got to be the strongest dude ever because there is no stance. He's just standing up. But his clubs. He's not
that tall, though. I mean, he doesn't.
His clubs.
He's not that tall, so he's not one of those guys that has to really get in a stance.
But.
He's also wearing a pink WIwrestle shirt before the finals warming up. Yeah, shout out to him.
Martin's very strong. He's a big dude. Some of those clubs from Matthews, like, they were moving Martin. And that club's got to be very heavy. And Martin was getting his movement going, got to the leg, and the single leg, like, he picked Matthews all the way up. He was off the ground, and that was the one takedown. But I love watching Matthews this year. He was at Big Cheese. Very good competitor, but Martin gets that state title as a senior after being in the finals, battling injury last year. He gets that state title, and that's at heavyweight. So caps off a great season. He's going to SDSU next year, so excited to watch him in the years to come. But that's D3.
Mm-hmm.
You were on D1 and D2 mats a lot, so now I'm sure you'll have a little bit more commentary on these matches. But Dre Crete at 106, Division II, Kren of, I don't know what this abbreviation is, a sophomore over Mao, 4-0 in the finals at 106. At 113, dude, match of the tournament up until the fall. These dudes put up like 25 points. It was nuts.
I'm not gonna out the coach at all, but it's very funny to me. They were like, they were just like, how good do you think before the tournament? They're like, you think that Holzer guy's, you think that guy's pretty good, or like they're like,
yeah, he's pretty good.
I think my guy can beat him. It was like, how good do you think that guy is? He's probably not that good. I texted that coach after the tournament. It's like, he's pretty good, huh? He's like, yeah. He's like, I was wrong.
This is the whatever the box score is. Holzer takedown, Garcia escape. Another takedown for Holzer. Garcia gets an escape. He gets a takedown, and then escape for Holzer, and then another takedown. This is all within like a minute. It was already like 9 to something, and then Garcia gets an escape and a takedown. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 takedowns in the first period.
It was 10-9 after the first period.
That's nuts.
I remember looking over going, holy crap.
And then escape for Holzer, another takedown for Holzer, and then sticks him in a crazy double armbar. That thing was tight. And the celebration, the coaches in the background going crazy. That was a lot of fun. Very excited to see Garcia for the next 3 years, but Holzer gets that state title as a senior for St. Croix Central, 43-2 on the season. At 120 pounds, I thought this match was going to be a lot closer just from the previous matches. But at 120 pounds, the sophomore out of Evansville, Colton Bolling, 53-3 on the season, controls a very good Shane Rashawn out of Dodgeville, the junior. He was a state champ and a state finalist in his previous 2 years. Bolling wins by major 10-0. Very hard to blank a guy like Shane. A very good match, very dominant run. Bolling, a state champ. That was at 120 pounds. At 126 pounds, William Duchemin out of Wilmot Union, the junior. He is now a 3-time state champ. He takes out Desmond Severson by tech. I said earlier, kind of like a silent killer. Duchemin is just very workmanlike. He gets his points. Very dominant run to his 3rd state title. So he, alongside Brooke Huffman, are looking to win 4 next year. At 132 pounds, Brady Collins, the senior out of East Troy, going to Mizzou. Go Tigers. He takes out Logan Shad, the junior out of Kiel, 4-1. That reattack in the finals was a thing of beauty. Collins picks up his first state title after being in the finals last year. William Christopher, undefeated New London State champ at 138 pounds.
The seed was wrong. The guy that's undefeated in the entire year in the bracket wasn't the 1 seed. He wasn't 57. The 2 seed either. Shocker.
Dude, Christopher, he'd been King of the North. I really got a chance to watch him this year. He looked really good at the Pulaski Invite, taking out Gene Court, who had been number 1 in D1. But Christopher, 57-0, very impressive. Caps off his undefeated season as a senior over a very tough Bogard. Like you said, he wasn't even the 1 seed. He wins by major, 11-3. He looked great. Every exchange in favor of Christopher, no doubt. He is your champ at 138. A very fun final at 144. Senior Ethan Immel picks up title number 2.
I said it would be close.
Yeah. 51-1 on the season with his only loss to D1 champ Newbert. He takes out a very tough Dylan Weigel of Belmont Platteville, 8-6 in the final. Immel just finds a way to win. It's scrappy, really fun bouts. He picks up title number 2. And then at 150 pounds, Hunter Stevens, the senior out of Mount Horeb Barneveld, 55-2 on the year. He has a tech fall victory over Jacob Lutens out of Regis Altoona. Sorry, so Kren at 106 was Regis Altoona. He wins by tech 15-0. They're going to
strikers.
be very good. They got a lot of guys coming in.
They got guys coming in. They got several people on the team that are already top guys. None of them graduating, if I remember right.
Well, Lutens and Kren are both sophomores, so you got 2 more
Yeah.
years.
Well, they got some others too. They're going to be a good squad. Watch
Yeah.
out.
Bryson Scholes at 157 pounds caps off his undefeated season as a junior, 44-0. Tech Fall victory over Freedom's Murphy Beyer, the junior. He wins 19-3 in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Scholes dominates, just dominates the field. He looks really good. He picks up his first state title after 2 years of being very close, some very good matches. And then at 165 pounds, Hawken Peterson makes history. Finishes his career 174-0, wins his 4th state title. He picked up titles at 106, 113, 144, and 165. Look at that jump from 2024 to 2025. 113 to 144. Holy smokes. That's insane. I know on this graphic it says 173. He is 174-0, so very impressive season there. He takes out a very tough Cameroon in the finals, 15-4. One of the few people that Hawken could not tech or pin, so that's something to note. At 175 pounds, Tommy Heiser, the sophomore out of Evansville, takes out a very tough Eli Mayer, the junior
Fun one to
out of.
start the tournament off with.
Also, shout out the fans making it happen. I like not starting at 6. It was a good switch up. I like that a lot. It was a lot of fun.
I agree.
That was a great match. Mayer strikes first. Heiser rolls off a few takedowns to get it. The single leg is so good, dude.
He just has a motor that even when he's like
Doesn't stop.
like the guy sprawls on him, he just works to finish it. It doesn't matter. Like he just gets to his feet, he drives in, he gets his head up, he just works to finish. And he's got a good re-attack too. That's how he's iced the match.
All the Heisers, they love that single leg, and they're damn good at it. Shelfing it, freestyle transition. Yes, that transition, whew, very good. But Heiser looks very good. He picks up that state title as a sophomore, so we got 2 more years of him. 190. We talked about this when we were walking in. We both said if Sawyer can slow him down and get on top and make it a dogfight. But Eli Leonard said, not today. 57-0 senior out of Mount Horeb, top 10 in the country. Eli Leonard picks up the first period fall over undefeated at the time, Sawyer Daly of Plymouth. Eli Leonard is, I got a couple texts after that finals, and they're like, damn, like Leonard's legit. And I said, yes, he's very legit. He was a finalist last year against Crook, had that crazy match. Leonard, Fargo, AA, Super 32, AA, you name it. He's done it. Top 15 in the country.
He's good.
So he is committed to Wisconsin. Excited to see him over the next couple of years. 215, a matchup that we talked about a lot leading up to the tournament. Garrett Chodzinski of Port Washington. Kaczynski, what?
Yeah, okay. It lagged.
Oh, Garrett Kaczynski caps off his senior season undefeated 39-0. He takes out Max Mathias, who is also undefeated of Two Rivers, 7-1. Kaczynski did exactly what he needed to do. Got to the attack, slowed doan, and his attacks are so good.
I sat there and I watched that match, and it was the first time I thought about it. Kaczynski's hand fight is pretty impressive. Like Max couldn't get
anything going.
Like the old Chael son and Wanderlei Silva. I can't let you get close. I can't let you get he couldn't get close to him. Max has that really nasty arm drag, but there's no pressure on the hands or anything because he can't close the distance because Garrett's really good at keeping distance and sticking and popping. And then when he does use his hands, to not just essentially keep you away. And then he does use them. He's really good with them that way too. He's very efficient in the hand fight. I did not realize that. If you can get hands on him, that'd probably be half the battle. But trying to get your hands on him seems to be a bigger challenge than not.
He looked very good. He wins a state title last year over Grolke in D1. Yeah. He bumps down to D2. Very impressive season. He wins a loaded bracket. We've been talking about that bracket, but Kaczynski is your champ at 215. He's heading to Army West Point.
He controlled that whole he ran that bracket.
Yeah, there was never a doubt.
he was the favorite, but there was no doubt the whole time. I mean, that
Yeah,
match in the finals, I was very excited for. It really didn't end up having the muster that I was hoping it would.
agreed. Then the big question is he going to bulk up or does he go down to 97? I'm assuming 97. He's in that.
Short, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think 97's the play, but
Was Max playing football or wrestling in college? Do you know?
that I don't know. I'd
I
love to
really
know.
wish he would wrestle, but I know he's a good football player too.
Very good football player. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I would love to know that though. Heavyweight, Kale Leisgang caps off the perfect season, 41-0. Senior out of Seymour. He takes out a very tough Gatlin Empey of Stoughton, also a senior. He's going to go play football at Madison. Leisgang wins 4-1. Great season by Leisgang. He kind of beaten every single heavyweight. I mean, of all
Not named
divisions.
Bryce Martin. Yeah.
He didn't wrestle Martin, but he'd beaten Matthews. He'd beaten just about the whole field.
Nehemiah, Grelke,
Yeah. So pin Grelke. Let's put that in perspective. Pin the D1 state champ. I mean, crazy. So those are your champs at Division 1. Moving to D1, starting off at 106, the freshman out of Milton, Brody Lewis, takes out the other freshman, AJ Warple out of Hortonville, in a crazy final in overtime, 7-4. 106 was just interesting all the way around. A lot of tough individuals. Schroeder's very good, but Lewis gets it done. Now you got the talk. Next four-timer. That's how it always starts. Warple was very good all year, but
the first one to be in the conversation.
the headgear spike, I'm shocked that this is one thing that I don't understand. As long as these kids aren't partying on other people, let them have some fun. There was a couple times where like a kid would get a win and it was like immediate, like you need to be done. But then like
I'm not gonna out the refs
no.
that do it.
But then Brody Lewis spikes his headgear and they didn't even
it's
blink
not
an
every
eye.
ref. There's a few of them.
There's
a
very
few
yes.
specific refs. I'm not
But
gonna
it's
out
like,
them. But
dude, what are we doing here?
Like they get a big win over an upset or a quarter. I don't even care. You're at state. If they won the match and they're excited, they won an overtime, whatever it is, and they flex or whatever. Do not tell them no or come to the middle or like stop. Shut up. Like, shut up. But
these
honestly,
kids work so hard. They're in the biggest matches of their life.
let them have a moment.
They just, but
they
the fact that
1-2 at the tournament, but they won this one in overtime, or they won a state title, or they punched their ticket to the state finals. Let them have freaking 10 seconds and let them have their moment.
Agreed. And it's crazy. I mean, Lewis spiked the headgear. That I'm
We don't
sure.
need no fun, please.
And no one, they didn't say anything, but I mean, you get a different ref in there. But yeah, I mean, you like Otto said when we interviewed him, you black out when you win. It's emotion, and I would second that. There's so much that goes into that, and you get that state title, and it's just like chaos in your brain. But Lewis is your champ at 106, moving to 113. Camden Rugg, oh my gosh, now a two-time undefeated state champ. He is only a junior. He is out of Union Grove. He takes out Brendan Henderson, the freshman out of Holman, 11-4.
Them Hendersons are good, man. They are good.
Holman's got a fun team, and they're going to have a bright future. But Camden Rugg, back-to-back undefeated seasons. He'll be back for one more year. He looked really good. 120, Zon Beal, the sophomore, 43-5 out of Arrowhead. When Zon's on, he's on. Tech Fall in the finals over a very tough Rex Lancaster who had taken out
basically off of 2 exchanges too.
Yeah.
Like he scored 14, I think, off of 2 exchanges.
Dude, these new rules, man, you put them up quick. Up quick. But he wins 19-1 over the 48-5 sophomore Lancaster. So we got both these guys are sophomores. We got 2 more years, many more battles to come. 126, Maximus Hay caps off the perfect senior season for Brown Deer. He takes out Brock Needham 4-3 in the finals. Max Hay take a bow. He had a great senior season, but we've got one more season of Brock Needham. He was a 51-6 junior out of Holman. 132, Aloya Schlump, the senior out of Bayport, 47-2.
What an ending that was.
He takes out Bryson Bustler, 38-4 junior out of Watertown, 4-2. Bustler was your 6th seed. That was great. That was a great match, man. Woo!
Slide by, throw by ish, whatever you want to call it, right on the edge inside of 10 seconds, 15 seconds left in the match. Oh man.
Aloysius is tricky, man. We've been watching him for a while. He can do some weird stuff, and he looked really good.
He almost turned Bustler on top too. We said
Yeah.
it could be a difference, and he was right. I mean, he was close. But
Is Aloysius going anywhere?
I don't believe he's committed yet. I know he went on a visit to a couple places, but I don't believe he has committed anywhere yet. He'll be a good one to for someone to pick up. He's a good mat wrestler, so that always helps. I was chuckling when I was filming him his celebration because he hugged the refs,
Yeah.
both refs. He went to both refs and gave them both a hug.
That's funny. Spread the love.
I was like, oh, I got to make sure I put this in the video.
Yeah. At 138 pounds, junior Aiden Ari of Menominee gets the win over Cash Botting, the senior out of Hortonville. That was 8-3. Like we said, Ari, no stranger to fun matches.
That was a good one.
Really, really solid match.
Botting was, I mean, he's tough. You know, he's been tough this whole year, and
he dropped down to 38 and kind of.
It was the right decision for sure.
Yeah.
It was certainly the right decision, and Ari just seemed like he was not going to be denied a title, especially the way he came back in that semis. It was like this guy's not losing.
Whatever it takes.
He gets focused. Like he feels like one of those guys that like is lasered in and like locked in before he wrestles.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I think back to Little Cheese with him in his interview. Like, he's been a dog for a while. 144, Carson Newbert, 54-1 junior out of Luxembourg Casco takes out Cade Auberg, the junior out of Oregon, 3-2. Close match, a little closer than I thought. I mean, Newbert can put people away early. He had pin botting we've seen in the first period. Pinning machine, really good. His closest in-state match all year.
So Auberg's hard to score on.
Very hard to score on. When Auberg's on, and
if he's mentally in the right spot, he's a different wrestler.
Yes.
He's such a different wrestler.
And he's good at slowing matches down.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was a good final, 3-2. And then at 150 pounds, Kellen Wolbert picks up title number 4, 53-0 out of Oconomowoc. He takes out Sam Gehring, 49-3 junior out of Slinger. Kellen wins by tech. Take a look at his state titles. He won titles at 120, 132, 144, and 150. His career record is 206-3. But he is in the very exclusive 200-win club.
How do they have the records wrong? They've had them both wrong.
I don't know, because I believe Mrs. Wolbert commented and said on the graphic that this is WI graphic. Yeah. So shout out to them. But I don't know. But 199-3, it's actually 206-3. He is in that 200-win club. I would say probably under 15 people all time, 200 wins. I mean, you got to win a lot of matches.
Johnson's going to be in that next year. I think he's like well over 150 already.
Johnson's in it.
He's gonna be in it next year. If he has 50-some matches again, I don't remember where he's at right now, but I think he's like in the 60s or maybe 70s already for like.
I wonder who. I gotta find that graphic of who was in it last year, because I know like Danny Heiser. I think Camden Rugg is gonna have 200 wins. He was like 57 and something this year, 57-0. I bet you there's a lot of people next year that break into that 200. But I mean, dude, some of these people are like 58. Like, there's a lot of matches. But Kellen wins number 4. I was talking with somebody of the path to get to 4. Kellen's was tough.
He did not have. Yeah.
He takes out Ben Bass, the senior, who was super solid.
Champ.
He takes out returning champ Peters in year 2.
He took out 2 returning champs in back-to-back years.
Yeah, as underclassmen. Last year he beats. It was a close match, but he was also sick. I remember someone saying that. He won. It was like 4-1 or something like that. I can't recall who it was. And then he just dominates this year. Dominates the field. Number 1 in the country for a reason.
Well, you watch. Well, he's obviously injured. I don't know what his spring and summer is going to look like for recovery.
But Gehring's going to pop off.
If he's able to, like, I don't know what the severity of this injury is, but if he's able to wrestle and be healthy this spring and summer, you watch. Like, he's gonna have a good one. But I don't know if he's gonna wrestle or not, so he might stay under the radar.
Yeah,
But Gary's legit. He's good.
very good. 157 pounds, Declan Cook out of Nina caps off the perfect
Yeah.
season, 51-0. He takes out a very tough Sam Zanton in the finals, 4-0. So Cook
Fun to see
takes
him get a title finally. You know, a couple time finalist, been very close.
very
Gets it done.
close.
That was
Had
cool.
a great match last year with Katie in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to SDSU. Very good group of Wisconsin
And
guys
from
out there.
Augsburg.
Yep, I believe that is true. Is it? Yeah.
I think
One,
it's Augsburg.
165. We talked on this one. Gage Gross out of Milton, the sophomore, picks up the win over undefeated JD Minder Brockett of Hudson, 1-0. I mean, Gross's run to the finals was nuts. Very good matches, a lot of close ones. But man, you win a state title in D1 as the underclassman, bright future. So at 175 pounds, senior out of Kaukauna, Liam Crook, 53-1 on the year with a dominant 15-0 tech over Tucker Athey of Bayport. Liam picks up title number 3. Very dominant and very impressive career. He is heading to West Virginia. He will excited to watch him in the years to come. At 190 pounds, Reed Falk, undefeated junior, 51-0 out of Middleton, takes out Jacob Hutchins 10-3. Hutchins is only a junior out of River Falls. We got two more. We got both these guys for one more year, so many more battles to come there. 215, McCoy Smith, the senior out of Wanakee, 50-2 on the year. He is heading to Madison to play football. He takes out Nico Kleinschmidt, the junior out of DC Everest, 4-2. And then at heavyweight, Aiden Gralke out of Hartford Union, the senior, takes out D'Angelo Clay, the junior out of Monona Grove McFarland, 4-2. Gralke gets that state title after being in the finals last year and losing to Kaczynski. Clay, we get him one more year. He will be a senior next year. He was 47-7, so excited to watch him.
Well, he's going to be in the driver's seat going into next year because Gralke graduates, Grabbert graduates. I believe. Let me double check that. Grabbert
Yep, he graduates.
Rogers graduate. The heavyweight field in D1 clears out quite a bit. There's a lot of seniors at the state tournament this year. Yeah, he's going to be sitting.
There's going to be someone. There's going to be someone coming back from injury.
Nehemiah graduates. Huh?
There's going to be one person coming back in that field that'll make things kind of interesting. Drydrick out of Arrowhead.
Is he qualified?
So Drydrick's never qualified for state, but he beat Gralke last year at regionals and then got upset by Grow. He's beaten Oregon by fall. He's beaten Gralke, like I said. He's beaten Grow. So
he just said the two same guys. I'm not.
Well,
I know. Luke,
he's
I'm
lost,
not taking anything away. But he said the
and
same. He was just. That was.
I'm
funny.
just reemphasizing, yeah. But he's had a lot of wins over a lot of people in the field, so it'll be interesting to see.
He's had a lot of individual wins. Yeah, for sure.
Had some really good matches with Nehemiah, so that will be interesting. But no, Clay definitely.
Sure.
He comes in as the number. I mean, all these heavyweights, every division clears out. They all graduate.
Except for Clay.
Yeah, but that is Division 1. Moving on to the girls. There are so many good girls matches. At 100 pounds, Catherine Crook over Anderson of Holman. Dominant win, 12-4, major decision for Cook. Very impressive run there. Very good season. Cook is only a junior, and Anderson's only a junior, so we get one more year out of both of these ladies. 107 pounds, Mary Prescott, 59-2. That's crazy. 61 matches is nuts. Junior out of Hudson over Ada Miller, the sophomore out of St. Croix Central. She wins by major 17-3, so a very dominant win in the finals for Prescott. Then winning the first ever female to do this, 4 state titles, Taylor Whiting, the senior out of Lena, picks up title number 4 over a very tough MJ Newman. She wins 10-5. She wins titles at 107, 107, 114, and 114. One loss in her entire career. She finishes 57-1. So very impressive run by Taylor Whiting.
Didn't we talk about this before? Her one loss was to MJ as a freshman.
Yep, isn't that kind of crazy? Full circle moment there.
Yeah.
And
no kidding.
Joins her brother Clayton as a 4-timer. So first ever girl and then first ever brother and sister duo to win 4. So very impressive. Shout out to them. Clayton was in the
That's
corner. It was cool seeing all the siblings at
like back.
state and in the corner.
Yeah, there was
Silas
a
Daly
handful
was
of
in the corner.
them.
It was that was very cool.
MJ though having a 10-5 match with her was, I mean she's good, man. We've said it before. She's obviously a couple times finalist, but she's very good. And I've been saying this, and I think everyone knows it, but she's so good on top. In that match with Taylor, Taylor couldn't get away for a while. I don't remember if she got the escape or not eventually in that period, but I know MJ was riding her for a while, and it's like, man, choosing to go bottom on her, it doesn't matter if you're number one in the country. It is still
Well,
hard to get away. She's elite. She's one of those girls where it's like she probably wishes there was. I don't know. Maybe she prefers freestyle, but she's so good on top that
like this is
folk style wrestling does probably
helps.
benefit her a little bit. Her mat wrestling is she might be the best mat wrestler for the girls in the state.
Yeah, I
Probably
would.
is.
Yeah,
You could put like a Huffman or a Hanrahan in there as well because obviously they just dominate
they're
people and
just
pin them.
good. Yeah,
But like they're also number one girls in the country, so I do think there's something to say about that. Like if you're just really good, sometimes you don't have to be the best on the mat. You're just still because you're just such a better wrestler. You're just going to smash the person. So you think you're good on the mat. I'm not saying they're not, but then like MJ, she's not number one in the country. The girl she's wrestling is number one in the country, and she's still able to ride her. It's like that means you have to be really good on top because if you're losing the match, you must. You know what I'm saying? So
100%. Very
there's,
yes.
there's definitely a possibility.
120 pounds. It was an undefeated matchup in the finals between sophomore Dalen Cody and then Angie Bianchi. Cody is also a nationally ranked matchup. Cody gets the win. The sophomore, she takes out Bianchi 4-3 with a takedown to end it.
Didn't see this
Very
coming.
no,
Didn't see this coming. I mean, I know she's good, but Angie had won two and was pretty dang dominant on her fall, 58 seconds. Tech fall, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Major decision, 14-1. And she'd been dominant this year. I didn't see that coming, but I looked over and I was like, holy cow. Like, this
it
is a match
happened.
right now. And it was a match. And then as it was nearing the end, I was like, Cody is going to win this match.
Yeah,
It was
that
wild.
was
Wild.
very good match.
Upset for sure. There was a few of those. It was fun. It was, I mean, great for her too, because you take out a girl like Bianchi. I mean, people are going to take notice on something like that. You know what I mean?
Very much, very much.
Especially like Bianchi's a senior going to Oklahoma State. You're a sophomore.
That opened some doors. That opened
Good
some doors
things are
for
coming
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
126 pounds. Madeline Peach, the senior out of Milton, caps off a perfect season. She is now a 3-time state champ. She
See that
pins
hammer on top too.
so good. She takes out Bartozek of Wrightstown. She's only a junior, but
That
Peach
would be
wins by tech. Very dominant. Very. What'd you say?
the Taylor. Never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
but Peach, very dominant run. 132 pounds. Banks is back on top. The senior out of Menasha, 51-1 on the year, takes out senior Haley Fletcher. Takes her up by fall. Fletcher was undefeated going into the finals. So Banks picks up the win
Is
there.
it 3-timer, I believe?
Banks is a
3-timer, I think.
you think oh here I have the graphic right here of 3-timers. Yep, 3-timer.
Ah. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think her loss was or she beat Hanran. Hanran's freshman year, I believe.
I don't know the answer to that one, but I'm not. Who did she lose to the year that she didn't win? That's
I don't
what
know.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
interesting. We'd have to look at that.
I can find it.
138, Erica Slesnikow, the junior out of Marshfield. This was a crazy match. Did not expect this. Takes out number 2 in the country, Carly Chesker.
I
Chesker
think.
was undefeated going into the year. Senior out of Badger. Slesnikow wins 4-3. So very
Did
big
you watch
win.
this?
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, I saw the end of it. I didn't see the majority of it.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you have thoughts on it? Because I had
Fire away.
thoughts. I just thought like, I mean, no, I thought this was a next topic or a darn near next topic situation with Chesker, but this match felt like a couple of like early she looked good, and then I thought two things. One, it definitely doesn't look like, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mentioned this earlier in the show. I'm guessing Cheska probably doesn't really work on mat wrestling, specifically on bottom, because I've thought in the past she's also struggled on bottom before, like getting escapes sometimes, and that can obviously give confidence to somebody in a match. I thought that was the potential problem there for Cheska was bottom, and then I think she ran out of gas. It looked like she was kind of running out of gas, and not good to be in on bottom and running out of gas. Uh, you
It's a
know,
recipe for disaster.
yeah, it's a recipe to be upset for sure. And Selesnico obviously getting the job. I mean, that was a massive win. The Marshall coaches were pumped up. Like, that was a
Yeah,
huge win.
massive.
Good, yeah, good for her. I didn't see it coming at all, but I thought I didn't really think Cheska would end up really on bottom. For the most part, and I just thought she would just be able to fire off a few takedowns. But Selesnico did a really good job defending a handful of those shots. She did a really good job defending shots, which I thought Cheska would be able to finish through some of those. So it was, it was an all around like just solid. It was like it's what you got to do to upset someone. You know what I mean? Like, you won the little
Doing the
things
little
in
little
the
battles in
little.
between.
That's yes, exactly. And she made it a match, which is, I mean, Cheska's dominates so many people. I'm guessing she probably doesn't have very many matches that go the full distance or that you're pushed. So it, like I said, it did seem like she was running out of steam there in the third. So
100%. Up at 145, Riley Hanran, unbeaten junior out of Black River Falls, with a dominant win over Layla Rizzler. She wins by tech. Up at 152, Brindley Vaughn, the sophomore out of Watoma Wild Rose, wins over Emerson Miller by fall in the first period. Miller was undefeated going into the finals.
the
Brindley,
girls went back to back, the Vaughn sisters, with falls in the first.
yes,
Talk about an
and then
exciting few minutes if the girl for sisters, parents.
at 165 pounds, Laney Vaughn, the junior, 46-0, takes out
Pin.
Kimura
Oh my
Hutter.
gosh, we're the state champ again.
And
Pin.
Hutter had beaten Laney in the state semis last year. Now Vaughn has beaten Hutter 3 times this year.
Yep.
She got the fall in 38 seconds. Nuts. Her sister did it in a minute 7 or a minute 17. She's like, I'm gonna beat that.
Anything you can do, I do better.
Brooke Huffman at 185 gets a fall in the finals. She is 54-0 as a junior. She takes out Adriana Logue. She wins by fall, as I said. And then at 235, Isabel Reby out of Wisconsin Lutheran over Mercedes Cruz, 4-0. Something interesting to note, from 45 up in the girls' finals, all the champs were undefeated, but there was a total of 8 champs in the girls' division were unbeaten on the season. So 8 of 12 undefeated wrestlers.
The
Dominant.
best. I mean, they're girls wrestling. The top level girls in the state right now are not only the top in the state, but the top. Like, they are some of the best in the country.
In D3,
And you can see the depth building, because some of these girls like a Bianchi that lost,
who's undefeated, yeah,
right, or like Cheska, obviously, that lost to Selesnico, and then there's another one that Faye
Schaffner, who beats Collins.
beating Count. Like, you're seeing the depth build. That's what you want, right? Like that, and those girls are some of the best in the country. So Wisconsin girls wrestling is in a good place, and it's only going to get better. But it is in a good place. It's a good time to get more girls into wrestling, for sure.
100%. On the boys' side in D3, there was 3 undefeated champs in Bussin, Johnson, and Underwood. In D2, there was Christopher was 57-0, Scholes was undefeated, Peterson was undefeated, Leonard was undefeated, Kaczynski was undefeated, and Leisking was undefeated. And then in Division 1, you had Reed Falk, you had Cook, Wolbert, Hay, and Rugg were all undefeated. So multiple undefeated wrestlers in each division, led by the ladies with 8. But man,
what division wins in a duel if you took champs only?
Dude,
wouldn't that be something fun?
that's a deep dive. Let's do it.
Just the three
Really,
divisions.
really quick off the top of my head, it's definitely between D1 and D2. I think Lewis wins at 6 in D1.
Okay.
Camden wins at 113.
Yep. Who do you pick at 120? Bolling or Zahn? Colton Bolling is a dog, dude. He is. I know Zahn, like we know Zahn more, but Colton Bolling is a dog.
Damn, I don't know.
And if Peak Zahn doesn't show up,
Yeah, are
that's a
we?
that's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, Colton Bolling, they both showed up in the finals. Bolling, like you said, majored Roshan.
Damn, I don't know. I'm gonna go bowling.
Okay.
I don't know.
Max Hay, Willie Duchemin. I think I'm going Max Hay on that one, but Willie Duchemin's a three-timer, you know?
32, you
Max
got
Hay,
Schlump and Collins. Oh, I'll go Collins there. 38.
yeah, I think I go there too.
Oh, I think I'll go Christopher over Ari.
I
Can't
think
pick against
so,
the
but it's like
unbeaten
it's gonna be
guy.
one of those matches that's close that Ari just does the Ari thing.
44, we already saw it this year. Newbert beat Immel 7-2 at Bayport. 150, Wolbert had
Top
teched
five match in the
Peters
country,
or
but he
Stevens.
teched him. He teched him. That's crazy.
Scholes and Cook. I go Scholes, but dude, Cook can slow things down and is super good at what he
Declan
does.
Cook is so good. I don't know who to go with on that. That's not like a easy pick. Declan Cook's a Fargo All-American, a junior Fargo All-American. Scholes did
Oh,
not.
no, he didn't.
I think Declan would be the favorite going into that match. Would I pick him? I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea. I go. I don't know.
They're
I might go
both good on
Scholes.
top. Scholes has a motor though. I mean, you can't score on him. You try to
Yeah.
take that guy down.
He just sits the corner. You just got lost. You're like, where do I go? 65,
Oh, that would be
Peterson.
a fun match.
Oh, dude, we should break this down because I want to now think like I think
Hawkins,
65. Peterson gets a
Heiser,
bonus.
Crook.
Heiser Crook. I go
I'm going
Crook. 90. I
90.
go Leonard.
Yeah.
For I go
215,
Kaczynski at
Garrett.
215, and I go.
And heavyweight. Division 2 might win this duel.
Wait.
I don't know.
Oh, I need to write this down.
I mean,
Yeah,
we only went
that's
with wins. We didn't go by bonus really or anything, but like Kellen gets bonus. Eli Leonard probably gets bonus points. I would
Rugg
think.
gets bonus. I would predict.
Yeah.
Damn. That. All right. I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna go
Would it
through
be
and
like a great time for me to announce that this is happening in 2 weeks?
that'd be pretty sweet.
But it's not April Fool's. If it was, that would be my April Fool's joke. It's not happening, but that would be pretty cool.
We can have hypotheticals and
If everyone can reach out to the kid that just won in Division 1 and 2 and they want to do it, I will make this happen in a couple weeks. If they all text me or they DM us and say
dude,
they
I
want to do this duel the week after Team State before like D1 Nationals, we do it that week here. We got to do it at their weights. I'll even give them like a couple extra pounds each weight class. We'll do like the weight you weighed in on the last day at state or something, so you get the extra pound. I'll make that happen between the D1 and D2 teams. If you guys reach out to them and they start DMing us, I'll make it happen. I can find a venue quick enough if I need to. I will. I'll figure it out.
I think D2 wins it actually.
Getting the matchups though to happen would just be the hardest part. Everyone's done with their season for the most part. But hey, if the kids want to do it, I will make it happen real fast.
That'd be a fun duel, dude. 90 up in D2 is just lights out. That's
Oh, Banks lost to Chesker. That was the loss that Banks had. Okay, sorry. Yeah, 90 up. Well, those last 3 weight classes, they're in a good spot.
Well, here's the other thing that this could be a whole other thing is where do we rank the 4-timers that just won amongst all the other 4-timers? I mean,
Hoffman, I would put at number 1 of the
who?
I was thinking among like the other 3 that were undefeated all time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would walk in at number 1 of those guys. I don't know. You got
It's
guys like
just-
Filthy in there and
Just some crazy. I mean, it's
4-timer.
I mean, it's crazy to think what Cal like to be number 1.
Hawkins and Kellen would probably be damn near right by the top. Taylor's in
Well-
a league of her own.
Taylor's in a league of her own, but I think of like Kellen was in Who's Number One.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking
Keegan was
about.
in Who's Number One.
There's only a few.
Clayton might have been in Who's Number One. Um,
I
I
don't
don't know
think
if it was,
so. I don't think it was.
but like it's crazy. Like I mean, obviously, Who's Number One wasn't around for some of these champs, but you can kind of know who's like all those guys weren't number one in the country. Um,
That's the other thing. It's like some of these guys were four timers, but they were not a nationally ranked guy. So I
yeah,
just
it's crazy because then you got like Connor Mersola, but like he wasn't able to beat Aiden, but then Aiden lost to Messenbrink, and he was only a three timer. Like you get a whole. There's just a lot of firepower, but I don't know, crazy. But dude, overall state tournament, lights out. I loved it. And then we got Team State. Boom, right back into it. Super excited about that. Excited to see how the lacrosse center looks. Not excited for the
they also
drive,
have they
but
paired it. They paired it with
dominating the Dells.
Dominate the Dells is now in lacrosse. So that's this weekend a part of Team State, just like in like the other part of the venue of the lacrosse center. So it's gonna be chaotic. That's
Yeah,
for sure. Did you book our hotel yet?
I'm doing that today.
Okay.
There's a lot of options.
Then that's sold out.
Well, good thing my sister lives there. Um, the girls, Milton girls, win it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean,
Yes,
so
I forgot about
dominant.
that. Just
So
because
dominant.
yes.
When you
Yeah,
got
they were.
Peach, the
That's right.
Albrechts, it just got a lot of firepower. So next year there is a team title for the ladies in a dual meet setting. So it'll be interesting to see if that shakes things up.
That'll be fun.
Excited for that, but longest podcast we've ever done, but worthy because it's a great topic. Dude, it's crazy. I was talking to Coach Holly East Troy after the finals, and I'm like, dude, it feels like we were just at the Howard Manley duels, week one, eager for season, and now just like that, it's Team State week. Nuts. Shout out to East Troy, first time getting Team States in 2006. Wild. But anything else before we wrap it up here?
No, I think we've gotten just about all of it.
Well, we thank
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be live on Wednesday. We'll get into all the good stuff about Team State. If you guys want to learn more about Team State and the matchups and the seeds and a little bit about each team, we did have the bracket reveal yesterday, so go check that out on all the platforms that you would have been watching this. But got a lot of good stuff coming out today and the rest of the week.